In front of me, I have the VIVO V70, and today I'll be going over unboxing along with a quick look at the device, its specifications, build quality, and along the way give you my thoughts and opinions, impressions about the device itself. Okay, so let's just get straight into this. Now, I do want to quickly mention while I'm cutting my way into this, I am in no way sponsored by Vivo nor any other company to say anything about these devices in particular. So I can be as honest as I want to be, and what you will be seeing in this video is just going to be that, my general personal takes on the device and impressions about it. Now, in the box, we get a charging cable, Type A to Type C. We get an energy rating sticker for 65 hours, cool. A little bit of instructions and a silicone clear case. Let's get rid of the IMEI info from here and then get to the phone. There we go. So, booting it up, we should be presented in a moment with a 6.59 inches of display with a resolution of 1260 by 2750 pixels, AMOLED display, 1 billion colors, HDR10 plus certified, 120 Hz refresh rate, and a peak brightness of whopping 5000 nits. That is kind of insane. And there we go. Now, additionally, you can also see the bezels right here, and this device has 90.7% screen-to-body ratio, meaning these bezels are very minimal, and the phone looks very modern. Okay, now, one more thing to mention about the display, which obviously won't be visible, is the screen protector that comes pre-applied right here. So there is a plastic one applied, and the phone itself has a shot. Basically the hardness of the display, which for how hard it is to pronounce this BS name, the hardness isn't that great. It's Mosh level 4. So yeah. So there we go. Anyway, here's the case. So it fits pretty well on the phone. And if we move on to the back cameras, we're looking at a triple camera setup. Two of them are 50 megapixel f1.923mm wide lens and f2.7 73mm periscope telephoto. And then we got also an 8 megapixel f2.2 15mm 115 degree ultra wide. Now those cameras, you can record videos up to 4K at 60 frames per second max, and 1080p gets you also 60 frames per second. Now surprisingly enough, as a selfie right here, we got also a 50 megapixel 2.0 21mm wide sensor that does 4K 30 and 1080p up to 60. So, camera-wise here, at least on paper, they seem to be solid. At this point, primarily, it's more about the software that companies run. And at this point as well, most companies run out of AI upscaling bullshit in their cameras, which I genuinely, personally hate. Like, it just makes any photo that is being taken by most phones nowadays be not the photo that you actually took. It's the photo that AI envisions it that it should look like, which something about it just rubs me the wrong way, because in this case I never am the person that takes the photo. I am the person that points the camera at something that then AI sees and decides to re-envision. So I am kind of negative towards that. But in any case, if you don't mind that when you zoom in you have this weird kind of glitchy AI look to it, then it should probably provide you with the decent photos from further away. So moving on, in terms of the internals right here, we are looking at starting off with the battery, 6,500 mAh battery, which is pretty good for this size of device, and 90 watts of charging speed as well, which again is actually pretty solid. Additionally, the device is being powered by, that is a little bit of a downside here, a Snapdragon 7 Gen 4. Now the processor itself isn't bad. It's a pretty solid processor by itself. The thing that is kind of sad and crappy about it is the fact that competition exists. And competition puts any device into perspective and value as well of that device into perspective. And I'll be showing that perspective in a moment once I'm done going over this device. So other than that, we also have out of the box on the lowest end that you can possibly get, meaning the cheapest price, you get 256 gigs of storage and 8 gigs of RAM, but you can get it up to 512 gigs of storage and 12 gigabytes of RAM, all options being UFS 4.1 storage type. And unfortunately, if I can find my, wherever the hell I dropped it. Oh, there it is. And unfortunately, if I'm correct, there is no expandable storage. You just have dual SIM support or SIM and eSIM support. Now, one more thing that I didn't mention would be the build quality right here. So front had whatever I try to pronounce there, glass, something. It's basically the equivalent of, like, you know, a Gorilla Glass something. But in a much different name that I'm not going to try to pronounce again. Now, the frame itself is made out of aluminum alloy, and we also have glass back. Or we have something about it just kind of rubs me the wrong way. Glass fiber reinforced plastic back. Oh man, that is like the most long-winded bullshit way to say you have plastic back. Wow. Wow, just go screw off and say it's plastic. Like, wow. Something about it just ticks me off. The corporate bullshit speak right here. Glass fiber reinforced plastic back. Great. Anyway, so that's basically everything that there is to the device. It is a decent device on its own. Not much bad to say about it. Now, the phone itself costs roughly around $500, I think, dollars, was it? If I remember correctly, let me quickly check. Yeah, something along those lines. Maybe $450, $470, something along those lines. So about $470. So it's not the cheapest the device. And this matters a lot. Matters a lot because phones like this exist. So this is a Poco device. Now you might be automatically thinking, whoa, I don't care about Poco. Poco is a budget piece of shit. Well, you wouldn't be wrong about thinking that it's budget, because this phone right here is actually cheaper than what is here. And if this costs $470, this costs about $400. So it is going to be cheaper. That's for certain. What you also might not know in this case, though, is that this is better in every possible way to this. So let me just quickly give you a quick rundown. We also have aluminum frame, glass back. There is no glass reinforced bullshit plastic back. There's just glass back. We have also glass front, obviously, with a corner glass 7i, which is Mosh level 5, meaning it's more durable. Additionally, the device has 3840 Hz refresh rate for your touch inputs, so it's much more responsive. Dolby Vision support, and the only downside is the peak brightness at 3500 instead of the stupid 5000 that we have right here. Now, logically, you usually won't even see that, and honestly, 3000 nits is already, in my opinion, a fairly good brightness for a phone anyways. So going above that, it's not something that I would really care about. As long as it's at 3000, you're good. Anyway, battery-wise, size is the same. Charging speed, though, is faster at 100 watts. Not much difference. Same thing, same kind of thing goes for storage and RAM. Get 256 with 8 and half a terabyte up to 12. UFS 4.1, it's the same. What changed here? What changes is the processor powering this device, which will be the most important part. And that processor being the Dimensity 8500 Ultra. It is going to be a faster processor. And I will go in a second into how much faster at basically cheaper price. But one more thing that I did want to point out is the cameras. These specific phones, the Poco X8 Pro and Pro Max, Pro Max being closer to actually this price, a little bit more expensive, but it's going to also be much better. These specific Poco versions are not designed for camera performance. They have pretty underwhelming cameras. As you can see, there's only 2 of them right here, which by all counts is fine. And the main one is a 50 megapixel f1.5 wide sensor, 26 millimeters, and then you got a ultra wide at 8 megapixels at 2.2. And even though there's less cameras and they might not be as great, or at least on paper they seem to be equivalent, I would say, but there's one less of them. Well, you can do 4K 60, and the selfie is a 20 megapixel that does 1080p 60. Now, with the back one, you can also do slow motions at 1080p up to 960 frames. So it's cheaper and does also better in terms of recording. Great. So let's take a quick look at the Nano Review benchmarks. Now, what I will be mentioning is the Dimensity 8500, not the 8500, what is it, Ultra that we have right here? What the hell was it? Yeah, Ultra. So this is the Ultra version of it, which is a little bit higher end than the Non-Ultra. It's just faster clocks usually and gets you a tiny bit better performance. That's usually between like something like Non-Ultra and Ultra will be just several percentages, maybe 10% max. So the reason I'm doing that is because nanoreview.net doesn't actually have benchmarks for the 8500 Ultra. So they do have for the Non-Ultra. So quickly going into N22 benchmarks, 11 specifically, which tests everything like CPU, GPU, RAM, and whatnot, you get just generally a 71% lead over what we have right here. So that's just like general, more like an average, what you could consider. In terms of Geekbench 6, single core, 38% lead, so that's not that much, but multi-core gets you a whopping 92% lead. GPU performance on the other hand side, which will be very important for gaming, well, that gets 100% increase. So you get double the performance. So obviously that kind of sets a very clear tone on what you get right here for lower amount of money, and not just a tiny bit more than this, basically about $500 compared to this being like $470 or whatnot. You could get the X8 Pro Max, which will have a 8,500 milliamp battery and also a much faster processor, being the Dimensity 9500S, if I remember correctly. Yep, 9500S. So that is going to be that is like a 30, I think, percent lead over the 8500 Ultra. So yeah, that is going to completely clown on this device. And that is roughly going to be very close to the same price as what we get from Vivo. Meaning that, well, you get much more phone for about the same price. And you get also much more phone for lower price right here with this. Like I mentioned, this is the X8 Pro that I was showing right here. But you could also look at the Pro Max. Or if you want something that is better in terms of cameras, you can look at the F8 Pro and Ultra. These are both going to be as well fantastic, faster in every way than what we have right here. But these, the F version seems to be more designed for photos while sacrificing a little bit in battery. The X8 have moranically great battery, considering one is 6,500, which is the same one as this, while the other one is 8,500. $1,000. So if I would be picking, I'll probably go for the X version of it, as I do enjoy the bigger battery. So that basically leaves you with a decision on what you're looking for and how much you want to spend. I personally don't really use that much of Vivo devices, so I don't even know if they have anything to offer that would make this device worth the money. Similar to, for instance, something like Samsung, where people do tend to like the One UI that Samsung offers, and some people might also be stuck in the Samsung ecosystem a little bit with the smart things and so on. Here, I don't think there's anything like that really. I could be wrong, but if there isn't, then if you gotta pick one Chinese phone and the other Chinese phone, you might as well pick one that offers you much more for your money, where things go a bit further. And just remember, there's no such a thing as a bad phone. Well, actually there is, but not really nowadays. There's just bad price for it. And like I said, when there is something like competition existing, some phones basically become the badly priced versions of it. And for some reason, Xiaomi here, which I'm in no way sponsored by them, just gonna mention this, I just genuinely believe that these phones are freaking like insane. So Xiaomi somehow is just making phones for half the price of what flagships cost and offering everything that you'd expect from a phone to deliver you at double the price at half of it. I have no clue if they'd even make profit off of these. These are like, these phones are stupid compared to like competition. Like compare these two phones. If you look at it objectively, this is a cheaper phone that offers you over 30% better performance in most things for less money. When was that ever a thing on the market? Usually you get increases in price. Just look at Samsung. They're constantly increasing the prices, right? Xiaomi here is like, you know what? Screw it. We're just going to release it at half the cost. Now, this isn't always the case. I don't want to like glaze them too much. Xiaomi is also the same company that released the Leica phone as the Xiaomi 17 Late's phone that cost whopping $2,500. Why? Beats me, but they did it. But again, they do have versions like the F and X8 versions that are super well priced, offer a fantastic package for barely any money. And phones like this, well, nowadays need to put a little bit more effort, lower the price, or give you much better device than they do. And these phones don't really change. They're still the same. Nothing has been innovated here. Nothing has been really added to it. It's just a same shit with a fresh coat of paint for, again, a same or usually more expensive price. So anyway, that's kind of where I'm coming from. Now, I do hope you found this video helpful, this rant, possibly a little bit of glazing towards Xiaomi here. But hey, if you're looking for a great value for your money, that's why I'm bringing it up. If you just love Vivo and their UI, that's fine. You can go for that by all means. Prices are very similar. I just wanted to show you a little bit of a different alternative that you could look for if you want to have something that is faster and that will, usually carry you a little bit longer along the way for how long the device can last you before, it starts to feel slow. So if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.
The VIVO V70 was released in February 2026 and became the base model of the new lineup. Despite being the standard V70 compared to the FE and Elite versions, it features several solutions that are rarely found, even in more expensive smartphones. That's what we'll be talking about. The most unusual thing about the V70's camera is its 50-megapixel periscope telephoto lens. A periscope system with 3 times optical zoom is rarely found in smartphones under €500. Such modules are usually installed on flagships costing $1,000 and above. This allows you to take portraits with a real telephoto lens, rather than cropping images digitally from the main sensor. At medium distances, the zoom maintains detail up to 6 to 7 times, thanks to the high resolution of the sensor. Vivo continues its partnership with Zeiss, including on the V70. This collaboration extends not only to the main module. The ZST coating is applied to all lenses, including the 50-megapixel front camera. The main effect is reduced glare when shooting against the light and a more natural transmission of light. The main sensor is also 50 megapixels with optical stabilization. The ultra-wide-angle module is 8 megapixels and is the only compromise in the camera system, but it handles basic wide-angle shots. Unlike the V70 FM with a MediaTek chip, the regular V70 runs on the Snapdragon 777, 4th generation from Qualcomm. This is a more powerful processor with better energy efficiency and more stable performance in games. The difference is noticeable in demanding tasks. Genshin Impact runs on medium-high settings without any significant frame drops, and everyday scenarios like multitasking and photo processing are handled faster. For a smartphone priced at €479, that's a serious statement. The regular V70 is a bit more compact than the FE version. A 6.59-inch screen, 7.4mm thick and weighing between 187 and 194 grams, depending on the color variant. And yet inside it houses a battery with a capacity of 6,500 mAh. In active use, gaming, shooting photos and videos, navigation, the phone lasts a full day with a reserve of about 20 to 30% left by evening. In mixed usage, the battery lasts for about a day and a half. It supports 90-watt wired charging and reverse charging for other devices. Most smartphones in this price category come with optical under-display fingerprint scanners. They work slower and less reliably, especially when your finger is wet or dirty. The V70 is equipped with an ultrasonic scanner, the same type used in the Samsung Galaxy S series. In practice, this means instant activation and stable recognition in any conditions, including with a wet or greasy finger. It's a small thing, but after using an optical scanner, the difference is immediately noticeable. The VIVO V70 has inherited the dual protection certification from the flagship FIE model, Protection Certificate, IP68 for immersion in fresh water, and IP69 for resistance to high-pressure hot water jets. This means the phone will survive rain, being dropped in the sink, and being washed under the tap. For a mid-range smartphone, this level of protection is rare. Usually, IP69 is found either on rugged models for industrial use or on the latest generation flagships. The V70 comes with Android 16 and the OriginOS 6 interface. For the European market, Vivo promises 5 major system updates and 5 years of security patches. Such a support cycle is comparable to the policies of Samsung and Google. The global version of OriginOS is noticeably different from the old FunTouch OS. The system has fewer pre-installed apps, ads and notifications have disappeared, and the interface has received a more logical gesture and setting system. The VIVO V70 starts in Europe at €479 for the base version. Like the FE, it comes in a box without a charging brick. The package only includes a USB-C cable. If you don't have a compatible 90-watt adapter at home, you'll need to buy one separately. The VIVO V70 is a smartphone for those who value a camera with a telephoto lens, a powerful processor, and long-term software support, but don't want to overpay for a flagship lineup. A combination of a periscope with 3 times optical zoom, Zeiss optics, Snapdragon 7 of the 4th generation, and an ultrasonic scanner for €479 is rare. If you often shoot with zoom, value fast interface performance, and want to get 5 years of updates, the V70 is worth considering. When buying in Europe, keep in mind the cost of a separate charger. And that's all. Thank you for watching, leave a like and subscribe to our channel.
Hi, welcome to the Hard Reset channel. In this episode, I'll show you how to clear the calendar app on the VIVO V70 phone. First, go to the Settings. Next, select the Applications tab, and at the very top, choose the Applications option. Here, look for your Calendar app and select it. Next, select the Internal Storage option, where you can clear the cache or choose to clear all data from our app. If this video was helpful to you, leave a thumbs up and subscribe. That's all from me. Goodbye. Bye. Hi, welcome to the Hard Reset channel. In this episode, I will show you how to remove app preferences from the VIVO V70 phone. To remove app data preferences, we need to go to the Settings. Next, we select the Applications tab, and here, the App Manager. Next, we select the app from which we want to remove permissions or simply clear it. Then we choose the Storage option, and here we can clear the cache or all data, which will reset the permissions of our app, for example, the camera app. If this video was helpful to you, leave a thumbs up and subscribe. That's all from me. I'll say goodbye now. Bye.
Hi everyone, in front of me I've got VIVO V70 and let me share with you how to reset camera preferences on this device. So let's start with opening the camera app. And currently we are in the standard photo mode, however it doesn't really matter because we will open general settings. So just tap on the settings icon in the right upper corner and tap on more settings. Here in this general section, scroll all the way down and tap on restore defaults and tap on confirm. We just got back to the camera and basically it means that we just successfully reset all camera preferences. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up. Hi everyone, in front of me I've got a VIVO V70 and let me share with you how to reset up preferences on this device. So let's start with opening the settings, and here we have to scroll and find the apps. Then let's go to App Manager, which is at the very top, and tap on the two dots icon in the right upper corner. Now let's tap on Reset Up Preferences, and here our device will inform us what it will actually do. So among others, disabled app, it will reset disabled app notifications and background data restrictions for apps. What's more, no worries, you won't lose any app data, so just tap on Reset, and basically this is it. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up. Hi everyone, in front of me I've got Poco X8 Pro and let me share with you how to turn off running apps on this device. So first of all, we have to open the recents, and depending on what kind of navigation type you've got set, you can do it differently. So if you've got the 3-button navigation, simply tap on the button with a square icon, and if you've got the gestures, swipe your finger from the bottom to the center of your device and hold your finger somewhere here, just like that. And here we've got the recents. So you can close them one by one manually just by swiping them to the right or to the left. But if you've got a lot of apps opened, I highly recommend to tap on this X button, so your device will close all with only one click. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up. Hi everyone, in front of me I've got VIVO V70 and let me share with you how to turn off running apps on this device. So first of all, we have to open the recents, and depending on what kind of navigation type you've got set, you can do it differently. So if you've got the gestures, swipe your finger from the bottom to the center of your device and hold it somewhere here. Then release it and the recents will appear. If you've got the 3-button navigation, simply tap on this button with 3 bars icon, and as you can see here, we've got the recents. So all we have to do is to simply tap on this X button right in the middle. And now after entering the recents, you can see that we've got no recent items, which means that we just successfully closed all background apps. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up. Hi everyone, in front of me I've got a VIVO V70 and let me share with you how to check the serial number of this device. So let's begin with opening the dialer. First of all, we will use a secret code, and the code is *06#. And as you can see at the bottom of this pop-out window, we've got the serial number of this device, so just tap on OK. And now another way through the settings. So let's open this gear icon, then scroll all the way down to find About Phone. And here we have to scroll down again to find the status info. And as you can see right here, we've got the serial number of this device. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up. Hi everyone, in front of me I've got VIVO V70 and let me share with you how to clear credentials on this device. So let's begin with opening the settings, and here we have to scroll and find security and privacy. Then let's scroll down a little bit to find more security settings, and as you can see here we've got encryption credentials, so just tap. At the bottom we've got the option we're looking for, so clear credentials. Let's simply tap on it and tap on erase. Not only we've got this information, but also this option is inactive, which means that we just successfully removed all saved certificates. Be aware, because if you've got any kind of screen lock, your device will probably ask you to enter it to confirm the whole step, but that's normal, no worries. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up. Hi everyone, in front of me I've got VIVO V70 and let me share with you how to reset network preferences on this device. So let's start with opening the settings, and here we have to scroll all the way down to find system management. Then let's tap on reset, and at the top we've got the option I'm looking for, so just tap on reset network settings. And here your device is informing you what it will actually reset, so among others Wi-Fi, mobile data network and Bluetooth. So just tap on reset, enter your screen lock to confirm, and tap on reset. Be aware, because this operation cannot be undone. And as you can see or saw, we have the information that we just successfully reset network preferences. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up. Hi everyone, in front of me I've got VIVO V70 and let me share with you how to change the screen timeout on this device. So let's begin with opening the settings, so just tap on this gear icon, and here we have to scroll and find the option display, brightness and eye protection. Then let's scroll down to find this auto lock option, which is 30 seconds. And after tapping on it, you can open more options to choose from. At the top, we've got relatively short ones like 15 or 30 seconds. And at the bottom, the longest, which is 10 minutes. So just tap on the option that you'd like to use. I'll pick 10 minutes. It was immediately marked and it is also notified right here, which means that from now on, after 10 minutes of an activity, this device will black out. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up. Hi everyone, in front of me I've got VIVO V70 and let me share with you how to check the IMEI number of this device. So let's begin with opening the dialer, because we will start with using a secret code. Let's open the keypad and enter a code which is *# 06#. And as you can see at the top, right here, we've got both IMEI numbers for both SIM slots. So let's tap on OK, and now another way through the settings. So let's open the settings. Right here, we have to scroll all the way down to find the option About Phone, so this info icon. And now let's scroll down again to find the status info. And as you can see right here, we've got both IMEI numbers for both SIM slots. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up. Hi everyone, in front of me I've got VIVO V70 and let me share with you how to clear cache and speed up your device. So let's start with opening the settings, and here we have to scroll and find the apps. Then let's go to App Manager. And here we've got the list of all apps that are currently installed on this device. And what I highly recommend to do here is to simply go through those apps and remove cache. Cache are files that are saved by your device, but they are not necessary for the proper usage of the app. Moreover, they are occupying the memory and they can slow down the app or the device. So just open the specific app, as I said, especially those that you're using frequently. Then go to Storage. And here we've got this cache section, so just tap on clear cache and your device will immediately remove it. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up. Hi everyone, in front of me I've got a VIVO V70 and let me share with you how to change a video resolution on this device. So let's begin with opening the camera app, and currently we are in the standard photo mode, so let's switch to the video one, and now we can take a look at this option bar at the top. On the second position from the right, we've got the resolution, so let's simply tap on it. And as you can see in this device, we've got 3 different options from which we can choose. So 1080p, which is currently applied, 4K, or 720p. So all you have to do is to tap on the option that you'd like to use. And if it is highlighted, then it means that it has been applied. And from now on, your device will use the chosen resolution whilst recording a video. And of course, if you'd like to, here you've got frames per second. You can also change them separately for each resolution. All right, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up. Hi everyone, in front of me I've got a VIVO V70 and let me share with you how to reset the settings on this device. So let's start with opening the settings, and here we have to scroll all the way down and find System Management. Then let's tap on Reset, and as you can see here we've got the option we're looking for, so just tap on Reset All Settings. Here we've got the information that this operation will restore some feature settings to their defaults, including function switches, options, etc., personalized settings, and content filled in during setup. So just tap on Reset, enter your screen lock to confirm, and tap on Reset. Of course, no data or your photos or whatever will not be deleted, so no worries. And now we have to wait until this operation will be finished. As you can see, your device will probably need to restart. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up. Hi everyone, in front of me I've got a VIVO V70 and let me share with you how to set the camera timer on this device. So let's start with opening the camera app, and currently we are in the standard photo mode. So all we have to do is to tap on this settings icon in the right upper corner, and the second bar is connected with the timer. So you can see that we've got 4 different options here, so off, 3, 5, and 10 seconds delay. So let me choose 10 seconds delay, just tap on the option, it should be immediately highlighted. And now we can go back to the camera and tap on the shutter button. And as you can see, your device will count down from 10, 5, or 3, depending on which option you've chosen, and after that time, it will simply take a photo. Alright, of course, if you'd like to turn off the timer, just tap on the settings icon again and tap on off. And from now on, your device will take photos right after touching the shutter button. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up. Hi everyone, in front of me I've got a VIVO V70 and let me share with you how to activate automatic software updates on this device. So let's begin with opening the settings, and right here we have to scroll all the way down to find System Update. Then let's tap on the 2 dots icon in the right upper corner, and here tap on Upgrade Settings. So basically all you need to do is to make sure that the smart upgrade is turned on. It should be automatically turned on. However, you know, sometimes there are some kind of different problems that we cannot really detect. So all you have to do here is to tap on Smart Upgrade, and thanks to it, not only your device will automatically download new versions, but it will also automatically install them between 1 and 5 at night. Well, usually at the time when you're not using your device. So this is how it works. Thanks to it, you will not have to worry about checking the new versions. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up. Hi everyone, in front of me I've got a VIVO V70 and let me share with you how to soft reset or force restart this device. So this operation will be useful if your device for some reason simply freezed. So you cannot really do anything, you cannot swipe, you cannot tap on something. And to do that, you have to simply press the power button and the volume down button together and wait until you'll see the black screen and then the developer's logo. So simply use the combination of keys that is usually used for the screenshot. However, we need to hold the combination for about 10 seconds. So let me do it. Let me press both of those buttons and keep pressing volume down button and power button. So keep pressing and be patient. All right, we've got the black screen, which is a really good sign. And I felt the vibration. I can see the developer's logo, so we can release the finger immediately. And now simply wait until our device will be fully powered on again. All right, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up. Hi everyone, in front of me I've got VIVO V70 and let me share with you how to allow unknown sources on this device. So let's start with opening the settings, and here we have to scroll and find the apps. Then let's tap on Special App Access, and here scroll down to find Install Unknown Apps. So right here we've got the list of apps which are allowed or not allowed to install some content, and of course we can change it. So let's pretend that I'd like to download the app from a specific website from Chrome. So all we have to do is to find the Chrome on the list, just tap on it, and then tap on the switcher next to allow unknown apps to be installed. After getting back, you can see that the Chrome is now allowed to install some content. And be aware, because you're doing it on your own responsibility, some third-party apps aren't verified by the developer, so you may put your data and actually whole device at risk. So remember about that and choose the apps wisely. Of course, you can always remove previously granted permissions. Just tap on the app and tap on the switcher. And after getting back, you can see that the Chrome is not allowed to install anything. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up. Hi everyone, in front of me I've got a VIVO V70 and let me share with you how to check for the software updates on this device. So first of all, make sure that you've got the internet connection because it is required, and simply for checking you can use Wi-Fi or mobile data. But if you will decide that you'd like to download the update, I highly recommend switching to the Wi-Fi so you can omit some additional charges. So we've got the internet connection and now we can open the settings. Here, let's scroll all the way down and find System Update. So let's tap on it. And basically, right now, after tapping on it, your device will check for the software updates. And you can meet two different scenarios. So this is the one where your device finds the update. So it will show you the information about it, what has been fixed, what has been added. Here, we've got the notes, etc. So you can either tap on download if it is not downloaded. However, usually it will just show you the option to either install now or install overnight. And the second scenario is where your device is up to date and there's nothing to download, and obviously it will also show you irrelevant information. All right, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up. Hi everyone, in front of me I've got a VIVO V70 and let me share with you how to update the apps on this device. So first of all, make sure that you've got the internet connection because it is required, and I highly recommend using Wi-Fi instead of mobile data. And secondly, you need to be logged into your Google account, either in the settings in your device or right after entering the Play Store. So basically you can do it on your own, or you can check our tutorial of how to add or remove a Google account in this device. All right, so now let's simply tap on the Play Store. And this is what you will see after logging in. So just tap on the circle in the right upper corner, which is your account, and tap on Manage Apps and Device. Here we've got the option Updates Available. And as you can see, this is the full list of available updates pending. So now it's basically up to you what you'd like to do. You can either tap on Update All, and your device will download all of them, or you can simply go through the list, find the app that you'd like to update, and tap on Update next to it. So for example, this one, this one, and this one. And as you can see, all of them will appear at the very top. And now your device will download them, and after that, they will be successfully installed and automatically updated. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up.
Hello everyone, welcome to the HardReset channel, and today I'm going to show you how to enable 120Hz display refresh rate on the VIVO V70. So if you want to enable smoother refresh rate, which basically means that your phone screen is going to be refreshing faster, making the experience smoother, I'm going to show you how to do it. So the first thing that we're going to do is open up the settings, scroll down to display, brightness and eye protection, scroll down again, and tap on screen refresh rate, and enable either high or smart adaptation. So what smart adaptation is going to do is it will change your refresh rate based on your battery consumption and battery percentage. So we can do either high or smart adaptation to get 120 Hz. So now that it's on high, it's 120 Hz, and it's probably not visible on the camera, but the phone feels much smoother in general, all of the animations and stuff. And that is pretty much it for this video. So thank you for watching. I hope this video helps you, and make sure to like and subscribe.
Hi everyone, in front of me I've got a VIVO V70, and let me share with you how to block a number on this device. So let's start with opening your contact list, for example with the usage of the dialer. Find the contact that you'd like to block and tap on it, and then scroll down to find this option block numbers and tap. Here your device is asking you if you really want to do it, because you will no longer receive any incoming calls or text messages from this number, so just tap on block if you're ready. And as you can see here, we've got this characteristic icon, and it means that we just successfully blocked the number. Of course, you can unblock it the same way right here, but let me leave it like this. We will check whether it will appear on the blacklist. So to enter the blacklist, we have to tap on the three dots icon here, go to settings, and here tap on blocked numbers. And this is our blacklist. That's the number we blocked from our contacts. So as you can see, the previous option also works. And here we can simply tap on add a number. So we can add it manually just by entering it here, and tap on block. And it will be immediately applied to the blacklist. Moreover, at the top, we've got the option unknown, which means that we can block the calls from all unidentified callers just by tapping on the switcher here. You can turn it off the same way, and if you'd like to unblock the number, just tap on this minus icon next to it and tap on OK. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up. Hi everyone, in front of me I've got a VIVO V70, and let me share with you how to show battery percentage on the status bar in this device. So let's start with opening the settings. So just tap on this gear icon, then let's scroll down and find the battery option. Now we have to scroll down again, and as you can see here, we've got the battery icon in status bar. So just tap on this option, and as you can see here, we can change the style and the percentage. So right now we've got the horizontal option, and after tapping on the percentage, we've got three different options. So we can hide the percentage, we can show it outside the battery icon or inside the battery icon. So just tap on the option which you'd like to use, and it will be immediately applied. However, the percentage display mode is strongly connected with the battery style. So let me show it to you. Just tap on this on this battery style, and let me choose vertical. And now, as you can see, after choosing the battery percentage display mode, this inside the battery icon option is grayed out, and we can already tap on it. So we've got only two options, so outside the battery icon or do not display it at all, and the same situation in the circle option. We cannot really show it inside the battery icon. So obviously just show the option that you like the most. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up.
Hello everyone, welcome to the HardReset channel, and today I'm going to show you how to record 4K videos and the best video settings on the VIVO V70. So if you want to record the videos in the best quality, I'm going to show you how to do it. So the first thing that we need to do is open up the camera app, then go to the video recording mode, and here on the top you have this icon that shows us the resolution and the frame rate. So we tap on that and we can change it to 4K and 60 FPS. So this is the best quality you can get, 4K resolution and 60 FPS frame rate. And once you've done that, you can just start recording the video. And once you're done, just stop it, and we can go to that video and check if the resolution actually recorded, if the video is actually recorded in the proper resolution. So all you need to do is press on this icon on the top right, this information icon, and it's going to show us the resolution, so 2160 by 3840, which is 4K, and 60 FPS. It also shows us the size of the video and other different informations. And that is pretty much it for this video. So thank you for watching. I hope this video helps you, and make sure to like and subscribe.
Hi everyone, in front of me I've got VIVO V70, and let me share with you how to clear the browser on this device. So let's begin with opening the browser. In my case it will be Google Chrome, but no worries, this operation is pretty similar in all of the browsers which are commonly used, so I'm pretty sure that you will be able to figure out how to do it on your own browser. So now we have to take a look at this option bar at the top, and on the right we've got 3 dots navigation. If you need to update the browser, probably you will have that kind of arrow, let's say, the update option, but as you can see, normally you will have 3 dots icon, so just tap on it, and here tap on delete browsing data. So right here we've got basic options like visited websites, opened tabs, cookies, cache, and other site data. Here we can change the time range from last 15 minutes to, for example, last 4 weeks, or even all time. So just tap on the option you'd like to use and then tap on delete data. However, if you'd like to remove some advanced browsing history, just tap on more options, and here we've got them. So opened tabs, saved passwords, autofill from data, and site settings. So if you want to remove something, just make sure that it is marked, then change the time range. Here you have to do it separately, and tap on delete data. As you can see, we just got back, and here we've got the information, which means that we just successfully removed all saved browsing history. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up. Hi everyone, in front of me I've got VIVO V70, and let me share with you how to virus scan your device. So first of all, we need to find a pre-installed app which is called iManager. So for sure you've got one, just find it and then tap on it. Give all the permissions. Your device will probably show you 2 different permissions to agree to, so just do it. And as you can see here, we've got the security scan option, so just tap on it. And now your device will automatically start to scan your device, not only the network environment, payment environment, etc., but also the apps, in order to find any kind of viruses or malware. So basically this is how it works. So be patient and let your device finish the scanning, and after that it will show you the results. So if everything will be all right, it will show you the information about it, that the system looks good and you're good to go. You don't need to take any kind of actions. However, if it will find any kind of risks, then it will show you the information. So as you can see, in my case, I do not have the lock screen password, which is detected as a danger by the security scan. And as you can see, it will also show you the steps that you need to take in order to get rid of the risk. So it will not only show you the viruses, but also different things that you would not consider as dangerous. So for example, lock screen or the system that is not updated. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up. Hi everyone, in front of me I've got VIVO V70, and let me share with you how to change the ringtone on this device. So let's begin with opening the settings. And here we have to scroll and find the option sounds and vibration, which is right here. Then let's scroll down and localize this section here and tap on incoming call ringtone. So right here, we've got the list of pre-installed ringtones from which we can choose. As you can see, we've got quite a lot of options to choose from. Moreover, here we've got this option custom ringtone, which means that you can choose the ringtone from your own files. So if you've got something, for example, downloaded or recorded, then it should appear somewhere here and you should be able to apply it as your ringtone. Moreover, here at the top of the second list, we've got this option none, which means that after choosing it, your device will not use any kind of sound to notify about the incoming call. So it's up to you whether you want to use it or not. And in order to listen how the particular ringtone sounds, you have to simply tap on it and then your device will play it. So you can listen to it and decide whether you want to apply it or not. So let's pretend I'd like to apply this limpid drop as my ringtone. So all we have to do is to simply tap on it, just like we would like to listen to it, and then go back. And as you can see, it is notified right here, which means that from now on, our device will use the chosen ringtone to notify us about the incoming call. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up. Hi everyone, in front of me I've got a VIVO V70 and let me share with you how to change date and time on this device. So let's start with opening the settings, and here we have to scroll all the way down to find this gear icon, so system management. Then let's tap on the third option, which is date and time. And right now everything is set automatically. So first of all, we have to turn off all of those switchers here. And now let's tap on date and we can choose it from the calendar. So just find the date that you'd like to use, tap on the day and tap on OK. The same situation with the time. So just tap on it and we can change the hours and minutes and tap on OK and it will be immediately set. Here the time zone, just tap on it, choose the region. And here we've been transferred to the full list of available ones. So just find yours and tap on it. It will be immediately applied also, and of course be aware because it will affect the time. And here we can decide what kind of clock format we want to use. So either the system local one, so it is more or less automatic, or here you can decide whether you want to use the 24-hour one or 12-hour format just by turning off this option. So this is the manual customization of date and time. And of course, if you'd like to go back to all previous settings, just tap on those two switchers, and as you can see, the device needs the location, so just go to location settings and tap on the switcher to turn on this access, this permission, and also set time zone based on location. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up.
Hello everyone, welcome to the HardReset channel, and today I'm going to show you how to take a full page screenshot or a scrolling screenshot on the VIVO V70. So let's say you want to take a screenshot of this whole page right here, and it just won't fit on the screen, so only thing you can do is just capture the screen. Well, there is an option on this phone to take a scrolling screenshot, which means that it is going to pretty much capture anything right here. So to use this scrolling screenshot option, all you need to do is open up the control panel, click on Super Screenshot, then select Scrolling Screenshot. And it's going to either start scrolling by itself, or you can just tap it and keep scrolling to adjust the ending point. So if you scroll up, this is where the screenshot is going to end. Or if you scroll down, this is where the screenshot is going to end. So once you're done scrolling, you've got everything you need. Just hit save. And that is going to save the screenshot to your gallery. So just open up the gallery app, tap on the recent screenshot, and here as you can see, the whole thing is right here in one photo. And you can zoom in and just scroll up or down, and it's going to show you where you are currently. And that is pretty much it. It's that easy. So thank you for watching. I hope this video helps you, and make sure to like and subscribe.
Welcome. In front of me is a VIVO V70, and today I'll show you how you can boot this device into Fastboot mode. So, to get started, you will first need to turn off your device by pressing the power button and volume up at the same time, like so, and then swipe to the right to power it off, like so. Give it a solid like 3 to 5 seconds after the screen turns black, and then hold power button and volume up at the same time. And you can let go of the power button when you see the VIVO logo. And here's our Fastboot mode. Now in this mode you will need to use the volume buttons to navigate, so if I press volume down it would select this option below, and volume up will go back up, while power button will be used to confirm whatever selected. Additionally, we can access recovery mode from here, but honestly I'm just gonna select reboot and go back to Android, as there's not much more to show in there. Let's give it a second. I know there is going to be a pin showing up in a second. Oh, there we go. So there we go. Now, if you found this very helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.
Hello everyone, welcome to the HardReset channel, and today I'm going to show you how to use Ultra Game Mode on the VIVO V70. So, Ultra Game Mode optimizes your phone while you're gaming to have the best performance. And so, for example, when you launch an app, it's going to show you that game acceleration has been activated, which basically means that game mode is on. So we have this little bar on the top right usually, where we can scroll to the right to open it up. And it has different things like battery modes, so like boost, makes the performance better at the cost of battery, balances both the things out, and battery saver loses out on performance, but saves on battery. Then you can also change the refresh rate of our phone here, the brightness, and the Wi-Fi. Then you have the second page, which is game tools. And we also have different fun things like sound effects, motion control. We also have mistouch prevention. We can record the screen at the same time while gaming. And just pretty much what this does is optimizes your phone to have the best gaming experience. Now, if this option isn't available to you when you launch a game, you might need to add that game to the list of Ultra Game Mode supported games. So to do that, we're going to open up Settings. From the main menu, scroll down to Ultra Game Mode, click on Supported Games, and just enable the apps or the games that you want to this Ultra Game Mode to be using. So when it's on, you can test it out, and it should be available to you. And that is pretty much it for this video. So thank you for watching. I hope this video helps you, and make sure to like and subscribe.
Hi everyone, in front of me I've got VIVO V70, and let me share with you how to add or remove a Google account in this device. So let's begin with making sure that you've got the internet connection, because it is required, and you can use Wi-Fi or mobile data, it's up to you. And then go to the settings. Now we have to scroll down and find users and accounts. And as you can see, here we've got our Google account. So let's begin with removing it. Just tap on it, tap on delete account, and tap on OK to confirm. And as you can see, your device will immediately do it. Of course, if you've got the screen lock, you will need to enter it to confirm the whole step, but it's really, really easy to remove the Google account. And to add it, just tap on Add Account and choose Google. Make sure that you've got the internet connection again. And here in this step, you can either create a new account if you do not have your own yet, or simply type your email or phone. So let me do it and tap on next. So right here, we have to enter the password. So just do it and tap on next. Here we've got the two-step verification. So let me just quickly confirm it. And as you can see in this step, we can decide who's going to use this device. So you can decide, just mark the option and then tap on next. Here, Google Terms of Service and Privacy Policy, you can tap on them to learn more and tap on I agree after reading. Here we can decide whether we want to backup device data or not. You can decide just by using this footer and tap on accept. And as you can see, we just successfully added our Google account to this device. Alright, so that'll be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up. Hi everyone, in front of me I've got VIVO V70 and let me share with you how to enable the developer options on this device. So let's begin with opening the settings, and here in the settings, we have to scroll all the way down to find About Phone. Then we have to find a special number which is called build number or software version. So just go to version info. And I believe that we need to use software version. So keep tapping on it until you'll see the information that you're in the developer mode. If you've got any kind of screen lock, your device will ask you to enter it to confirm the whole step. So no worries, that's normal. So just enter it to confirm. Now we can go back to the general list of the settings and go to the system management. So just find this gear icon. Then let's scroll down and find developer options. And as you can see right here, we've got plenty of advanced settings which we can customize. However, they are right now inactive. So make sure to tap on this switcher at the very top of the list. Your device will ask you if you really want to allow development settings, so just tap on OK. And now all of the options are active, sorry. And basically everything works the same, just like in the regular settings. So if you want to turn on something, just tap on the switcher on it. So for example, here in the pointer location, it will be immediately activated and applied. Of course, you can turn it off the same way. And if you've got the options without the switcher, simply tap on them to open more options to choose from. If you're done with customization of developer options, you don't want any of those options to be applied, just go to the very top of the list and turn the developer options by tapping on the switcher here. However, be aware, because if you'd like to kind of apply the option and make sure that it will be turned on all the time, you need to keep the developer options turned on also, because whenever you will turn off the developer options, it will automatically turn off all of those customization that you've done here. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up.
Hello everyone, welcome to the HardReset channel, and today I'm going to show you how to use split screen and floating windows on the VIVO V70. So if you want to multitask by either having a little floating app here on the side or just a split screen where you have two apps at the same time, I'm going to show you how to use both of those features. So let's start with the split screen. So let's open up a app that we're going to use in the split screen. So this is going to be one of the apps. And now all we need to do is just tap on the screen with 3 fingers and scroll up like that. Like really quickly. And there we go. As you can see, there's an app now on the top. And now we need to select the second app we're going to be using. So I'm just going to do something like Google Chrome. There we go. And now we have 2 apps set up. We can resize them by dragging in the middle on this middle bar right here. So we can make one app bigger and one smaller. And that is pretty much how you use the split screen. And now if you want to exit out, just slide on this button right here. And just slide home and it's going to be disabled. You still have the option to use it, so we can come back to it. But if you want to separate the apps, we just need to click on one of the apps and click Exit App. And there you go. As you can see, we are back to one app. So I'm going to show you how to use floating windows. It's pretty much the same process. So let's open up the first tab, enable split screen, open up the second, and now we need to select the app that we want to have as a floating window and hold on the bar next to it. So there's one at the top and one at the bottom. So just hold it like that and drag it in. And here, as you can see, now we have this window on our screen, which we can make bigger. We can go back to it by tapping on this icon right here and clicking small window. And there we go. That's pretty much how you do it. You can now use both of the apps. So thank you for watching. I hope this video helps you, and make sure to like and subscribe.
Hi everyone, in front of me I've got VIVO V70, and let me share with you how to enable the night light or comfort mode. So let's start with opening the settings, and here in this general list we have to scroll and find display brightness and eye protection. Then let's scroll down, and here we've got the eye comfort and protection, so just tap on it. And here we can turn it on just by tapping on the switcher at the top. And now we can see that the screen turns yellowish or amber. It is in order to filter the blue light. It will be also much easier for you to look at the screen at the dim light. So if you're a night owl, then I highly recommend to use this mode. Here you can adjust this mode. Just tap on this eye protection adjustment. And what we can do here is to change the intensity of that feature. So by going to the left, we can make it cooler, and by going to the right, warmer. We've got also this preview photo, which is nice because we can actually see how this eye protection will affect the colors. All right, so just position it on the intensity which is the most comfortable for you. Here we've got also more automatic options. So we've got a sleep comfort mode that it will gradually warm screen colors before bedtime, and here intelligently adjust brightness based on screen time and eye strain to ease fatigue. So obviously you can use both if you want to. I will just focus on this manual option, which we can actually customize. So here we can also tap on scheduled turn on. So because right now we are using it kind of manually, we have to manually turn it on and off. And here in this section, we can either choose it from sunset to sunrise, and it means that your device will automatically decide when the sunsets and sunrises are. It is location based, or you can choose the custom, which means that you can simply choose the start and the end time, and your device will apply the mode accordingly. So that was the customization of this mode, and if you'd like to have much faster access to it, you have to simply unroll the top bar. Let's unroll it fully to open all of those icons here, and now we need to find the eye protection, which is right there. So just tap on it to turn it on, and tap on it again to turn it off. All right, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up. Hi everyone, in front of me I've got VIVO V70, and let me share with you how to enable the Google backup on this device. So first of all, make sure that you've got the internet connection because it is required. And to be honest, for the backup, I highly recommend using Wi-Fi instead of mobile data. So let's simply do it and then go to settings. Here, let's scroll down and find the option System Management. And here, let's tap on Backup and Restore. As you can see here, we've got the Google server, so just tap on Backup Data. And here, let's tap on Turn On. We will be immediately transferred to the section where we can add our Google account to this device. Of course, if you've got one added, you will be able to choose it from the list. If not, just tap on Add Account. Again, make sure that you've got the internet connection. And here in this step, you can either create a new account if you do not have your own yet, or simply type your email or phone. So let me do it and tap on Next. And be patient because, as you can see, it might take a while. So here we have to enter the password. So simply do it and tap on Next. Here I need the two-step verification, so just give me a second. All right, so now we can decide who will be using this device, so just mark the option and tap on Next. Google Terms of Service and Privacy Policy, you can tap on them to learn more and tap on I agree after reading. And here we can decide what kind of data we'd like to backup, so photos and videos or other device data. I would like to use only this one, but of course you can use both. And tap on confirm. So as you can see, we just successfully added our account, so we can tap on other device data in my case, and here we can check how much space we've got left. We can manage the storage, so for example, clean up space or buy new storage. Here I highly recommend to keep this option turned off so you can avoid some charges, and all you have to do to finish is to tap on backup now, and your device is backing up the data. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up. Hi everyone, in front of me I've got a VIVO V70 and let me share with you how to change the system language on this device. So let's begin with opening the settings, and I know that probably you've changed the language accidentally. That's why I do not have English applied, so I'll try to explain everything as graphical as it is possible. Of course, feel free to just stop the video if you're not ready to move into the next step. So the first thing we need to do is to find the gear icon, which are the settings. So it looks like it in this device, so just tap on it. And now all we have to do here is to scroll all the way down, so do it as fast as you can, for example here. And again, we need to find the gear icon, which will resemble of the system settings or something like that. So just find the gear icon and tap on it. Now we need to choose the language, so we need to count from the top, so 1, 2, 3, 4th option, which is language and region. So just tap on it, and here we've got the available languages from which we can choose. Those were applied before, so if you can find the language that you'd like to apply, just tap on it. I do not have my language here, so let me start with adding the language. We need to tap on this plus icon at the bottom, and now we've been transferred to the full list of available languages, so let me find English and tap on it. Now we can choose the region, so just tap on the region that you'd like to apply, and now we need to tap on this first option, which means change the language. So just tap on it, and as you can see, now we've got English applied, and the whole system will be displayed in the chosen language. As I said, if you've got the language that you'd like to apply right here, simply tap on it and it will be immediately set, but let me choose English. If you'd like to remove the languages from this list, so there is a higher possibility that you will not accidentally change the language, simply tap on this edit icon in the right upper corner, and now tap on minus icon next to the language that you'd like to delete. Tap on the tick icon in the right upper corner to confirm, and as you can see, now we've got only one language applied. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up.
Welcome. In front of me is a VIVO V70, and today I'll show you how you can boot this device into recovery mode. So, to get started, you will first want to turn off your device by pressing the power button and volume up at the same time, which will bring up your boot options. From here, swipe to power off. Once the device turns off, give it solid like couple more seconds, and from there we're gonna hold power button, and I believe it's volume up. I could be wrong, but we'll see. So that's what I'm gonna start off with. If it's not volume up, it's going to be volume down instead. Also, you can let go of the power button when you see the VIVO logo show up at all, and it looks like I was almost correct. So it boots us into Fastboot mode, but from here we can select recovery mode using volume buttons. So press volume down to select the second option, and then power button to confirm it. Let's see if we get the no command first. So it automatically boots me into the recovery mode. And here we have a couple options like install software, clear data, which consists of clear cache and clear all data, check system, enter safe mode, and then we have restart and power off, which are two different ways of leaving this mode. So I will select restart and OK. And I apologize for the brightness of it. There's nothing I can do about it, as recovery mode doesn't have a brightness slider. And as you can see, we are now back in Android. So if you found this very helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.
Hi, welcome to the Hard Reset channel. In this episode, I will show you the ports and buttons of the VIVO V70 phone. Let's start with the right edge of our device. Here, starting from the very top, you'll find the antenna, and below it, the second antenna of our phone. Below, you'll find the volume up and down buttons, as well as the power button of our device. In addition to controlling basic functions like volume and power, these buttons can also be used in recovery mode to navigate through different options using the volume up and down buttons. We confirm these options with the volume up button, with the power button. When we shift our attention over to the other side of our device, we'll be able to locate only two phone antennas at the top here. Looking specifically at the top of our phone, that is, on its very top edge of the outer frame, we'll find the device's antenna placement. We'll find two dots here, or rather two holes, which are the auxiliary microphone, that is, the microphone used to pick up sounds and then reduce ambient noise. Next to it, we'll find the regular microphone, which picks up sounds just like any other microphone. We'll also find the antenna of our device here, the sixth one already, and on the right side. In this spot, there is an infrared diode, which we can use, for example, to control our TV. We can actually integrate a versatile universal remote control feature into this phone, and then use it to easily control, for example, our television set, or a wide range of various other electronic devices that are traditionally managed and controlled by using standard handheld remote controls. When we turn our phone upside down, we'll find the SIM card slot, which we open using the small hole located within the slot area, closer to the left edge. Right next to it is the microphone, that little hole. So you need to be careful where you insert the SIM card slot pin, so you don't accidentally stick it into the microphone and damage it. Next, we find another antenna, and then a second antenna. So we already have 8 antennas, and between them is a USB Type-C port used for file transfer and charging our device. This is a USB 2.0 port, which is capable of charging our device at a speed of up to 90 watts. Next, we again find 2 small holes, which are also auxiliary microphones used for reducing ambient noise. Meanwhile, these 5 dots are the regular microphone of our phone. If this video was helpful to you, leave a thumbs up and subscribe. That's all from me. Goodbye from my side. Bye.
Welcome. In front of me is a VIVO V70, and today I will show you how you can wipe cache partition on this device. So, to get started, we'll first need to turn off our device by pressing the power button and volume up at the same time, like so, and then swipe the first slider to the right to turn off your device. Now, once the phone turns off, you want to again hold power button and volume up, though this time around we're actually going to be holding it. And you can let go of the power button once the VIVO logo shows up on the screen. And then volume up as well once you have the Fastboot mode open. And here, press volume down to select recovery mode, confirm it with the power button, and wait for the device to boot us into the recovery mode, in which we will find that wipe cache partition option. Okay, so there we go. So here you can see barely we have clear data. You want to click on that, and you have 2 options: clear cache and clear all data. Obviously, we want to clear cache. and it will, when you click on it, gets you this message, clear cache. Only cache will be cleared, no device settings or data will be affected. So we're going to click on OK, and it's already finished, so we're going to click now return, and then we're going to go back with that arrow right here in the corner and select restart and OK. And this will reboot the device and bring us back into Android. So there we go. Now, if you found this very helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.
Hi everyone, in front of me I've got a VIVO V70 and let me share with you how to add the fingerprint to this device. So let's start with opening the settings, and here we have to scroll and find the security and privacy. Then let's tap on device unlocking, and here we've got the fingerprint, so just tap on it. Here we can decide for what we want to use the fingerprint for. We can do it right now or simply tap on add a fingerprint. And before we'll be able to do that, we need to set a screen lock. Of course, if you've got one, you will be transferred to another step. If not, you really need to add it, because if for some reason the fingerprint sensor won't work, then you will still be able to unlock your device with the pattern, PIN or password. So I'll pick the pattern. Let me quickly set it. Oh, and tap on OK. And here we've got the instructions, what we need to do. So we need to put our finger on the sensor and slowly move it around. So we do not really have to put it multiple times, just once, and then roll it or move it around. So just tap on roll now. Here we've got also the information about unofficial screen protectors, that they may affect the fingerprint recognition, etc. So just tap on got it and be aware of that, of course. And now let me put my finger on the sensor. And now, as you can see, I'm just moving my finger around the sensor and tap on OK. Here we can decide for what we want to use the fingerprint for. Again, here some kind of customization option. So for example, if you want to customize this effect, this animation, you can do it here. Tap on apply, fingerprint recognition. So again, the animation. Okay, just let me leave it here and tap on apply, go back. We can decide when we want to show the icon in off screen, so tap screen or raise, move phone, or do not display it at all. This is the fingerprint we just added. We can rename it or remove it. Add another fingerprint, verify fingerprints, which is useful if we've got more than one fingerprint added. All right, so now all we have to do is to lock the device and check if it is working. So here we've got the sensor. Let me put my finger on it. And as you can see, the device is unblocked, which means that we just successfully added the fingerprint. All right, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up.
Hello everyone, welcome to the HardReset channel, and today I'm going to show you 3 different ways on how to take a screenshot on the VIVO V70. So if you want to capture what is currently on your screen as a photo, I'm going to show you how to do it. And it's actually pretty easy. Usually on all of the phones it's the same, but I'm going to show you how to use it on this specific phone. So the first way to do it would be to just press the power and volume down buttons at the same time to take a screenshot. So as you can see, it's taken, and you can click this icon right here to save it to our camera roll. And then we also have the 3 fingers slide down method. So just take 3 fingers, put them on the screen, and scroll down like that. And that also takes the same screenshot. And the last way that you can do it is going to the control panel finding the super screenshot option and tapping on it. And here you have all of the different ways of taking a screenshot. So you have screenshot, which is just the normal screenshot. You have area screenshot, which just basically captures only a certain area. And then we have a scrolling screenshot, which allows you to, for example, take a photo of a whole website. So for example, I'll go to Google, and there is a, let's say there is a camera, or I'm sorry, not a camera. There is a whole web page that you want to take a screenshot of, but it appears to be too long to actually capture in the whole screen. So all we have to do is just take the scrolling screenshot and start just scrolling down. So let's go to super screenshot, select scrolling screenshot, and now just start scrolling down like that. And once you're done, once you've captured everything that you need, you can hit save, and that's going to save the screenshot to your Photos app. So there we go, all the screenshots that we have taken. And that is pretty much it for this video. So thank you for watching. I hope this video helps you, and make sure to like and subscribe.
Hi everyone, in front of me I've got VIVO V70, and let me share with you how to add the photo to contact in this device. So let's start with opening your contact list, for example, with the usage of the dialer. So tap on the dialer, tap on contacts here, and now find the contact that you'd like to edit and tap on it. For example, this one. Then let's tap on this edit icon, so pencil icon. And this is what you will see if you've got the contact without any kind of photo assigned. So just tap on add picture, or simply tap on this circle. And now we can choose the picture from different albums, from different folders. So either we can open our own gallery, or we can open the camera app and take a photo of someone who's right in front of us. Google Photos, which are backed up photos, so I'll just omit that and go to monogram directly. So here you can use one or two letters if you want to. You can change the background color. We've got plenty of options to choose from. Plenty of options to choose from. We can also change the font. Moreover, we can tap on emoji, tap on this emoji, and as you can see, we can choose it from the full list. So just tap on the one that you like the most. You can change the background color again, and here you've got this monochrome option. So basically your device can display it as the emoji or more icon-like style. Or illustrations, which are free of charge and they are available online. So if you don't feel like using monogram, you don't want to use the photo, or you don't have a photo, then you can try to find something here. There are plenty of options to choose from, plenty of categories, so highly recommend that. So let me pick maybe this one. You've got also the presets, so you can change the colors of the photo, basically. We can also crop the picture, as you can zoom it in or out just by using those, pinch to zoom in or out. You can position the photo just like you want to, and thanks to it you can decide what you will see after saving the whole contact, because this highlighted circle is responsible for it. So position it just like you want to, and then tap on choose. Tap on save in the right upper corner. And this is how our contacts will look like. Of course, you will be able to see this photo on the contact list and, for example, during all incoming calls from that specific number. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up. Hi everyone, in front of me I've got VIVO V70, and let me share with you how to change the keyboard language on this device. So let's begin with opening the app that will provide you with the keyboard. So for example, messages, notes, browser, settings, whatever, just have the keyboard on the screen. And as you can see, I right now have the keyboard that I don't want to use. I'd like to switch to the English one. So all we have to do is to tap on the settings icon, so gear icon. And if you cannot find the gear icon here, no worries, just tap on this 4 dots icon and localize the gear icon right there. You can tap on it and hold it and then drag it to this first position to actually apply it to this quick settings, let's say. So let's open the gear icon and here tap on languages, which is at the very top. So now we have to tap on add keyboard. And now let's scroll and find the keyboard that you'd like to use. As you can see, this list is full of different languages, so for sure you've got one. For sure you will find the one that you'd like to apply. And after finding, just tap on it. Right here, we've got the keyboard layouts. Basically, all you have to do is to mark the option that you'd like to use and it will be applied. And the number of layouts depends on the specific language. Sometimes you will have only one and sometimes even up to 7 different keyboard layouts. So just mark the option and then tap on done. And as you can see, the English language has been immediately applied to this list. And before I'll show you how to remove the previous languages, I'd like to show you how to use the keyboard with 2 or more languages added. So basically, we should have the language key, which is unfortunately unavailable on the keyboard. So you can just tap on this 4 dots icon, and here we've got this globe icon. Thanks to it, we can change the keyboard layout. So let me just add it to this bar at the top, and now after tapping you can quickly switch between the languages. If you'd like to apply this key language to the keyboard, then I highly recommend to check our tutorial. I've recorded it of how to actually apply the globe icon to the keyboard. Alright, so this is how to change the keyboards, and if you'd like to remove the language, just go back to the settings again, tap on the languages, and here tap on edit in the right upper corner. Now let's mark those languages that you'd like to remove and tap on remove in the right upper corner again. And as you can see, we've got only one language applied. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up. Hi everyone, in front of me I've got VIVO V70 and let me share with you how to check the total screen time on this device. So let's begin with opening the settings. And here we have to scroll down and find this heart icon and digital well-being and parental controls. So let me do it. Let's tap on it. And now you can see the graph that will show us for how long we've been using this device today. In my case, it is 45 minutes, and most of the time I've spent on the settings, then camera and the other. We've got also unlocks and notifications count. Basically, we can tap inside the graph and we will be transferred to the dashboard where you can check the screen time in particular days of the week. You can compare them, of course, if you've got more data. You can also change the screen time to notifications received and times opened. So it's up to you. And under it, you've got the list of apps. So you can tap on the app and then your device will again show you the dashboard, but this time with it is tightly connected with only this one app. You can also change daily to hourly. So it's up to you how you prefer to show it. All right, so this is how to check the data, how to check the time you've spent on the screen. I just wanted to notify also the ways to disconnect, not all of them, but maybe app timers, which are extremely useful, especially if you will decide that you're spending too much time on the specific app. So let's go to app timers, for example. Let's pretend I've got problem with camera, I'm spending too much time on it. So just tap on this hourglass icon to set the timer. And now I can, for example, set it for 10 minutes, which means that I can use the app for 10 minutes during a day. After that, the app will be blocked. And the app timer will reset at midnight. Thanks to it, you can at least try to limit the time you're spending on the app. Moreover, you can set 0 minutes. Confirm it by tapping on OK, and as you can see, the camera, which is right here, is grayed out. It is transparent. maybe half transparent. And basically, after trying to open it, we've got this information that the timer ran out. So obviously, it is not the perfect way to block the app. However, I think that it is really, really useful in order to at least try to limit the time spent on the app. Of course, you can turn it off. Just tap on the app, go to settings, and here you have to tap on the trash bin icon to remove the timer. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up.
Hello everyone, welcome to the HardReset channel, and today I'm going to show you how to set up fingerprint and face unlock on the VIVO V70. So, if you want to unlock your phone with just your face or your fingerprint, all we need to do is open up the settings, then scroll down to security and privacy, then scroll down and tap on device unlocking, and here we can set up the fingerprint and the face. So let's set up the fingerprint first. So now if you have a lock set up like normal screen lock, it's going to ask you to enter it. So just enter that screen lock, and here we can add a fingerprint. So just tap on this blue icon, and now we just need to grab a phone like this, and we are going to start just placing our finger and raising it on this section where the this little thumbprint icon is. So just like that, it shows you which parts of the finger it's scanned. So it's a pretty quick setup. Just keep moving your finger like that, and there we go. It's set up. It's that easy. So after that, press OK, and it's going to be saved. So now if we turn off our phone and then place our finger on this circle, as you can see, it unlocks, and a different finger will not work. As you can see, it's not detecting. So no one will be able to get into your phone. So the next thing is the face unlock. So let's tap on that, enter the screen password again, click on add a face, and now all we need to do is just put our face into the circle and kind of twist our head around like this. So let me just set it up really quickly, and there we go. It actually took half a second. It's that quick. So now we're done. We can click OK. And that's pretty much it. So now let's turn off our phone, lock it. And if you look at the screen, there we go. It unlocked automatically. And that is pretty much it for this video. So thank you for watching. I hope this video helps you, and make sure to like and subscribe.
Hi everyone, in front of me I've got a VIVO V70, and let me share with you how to change the wallpaper on this device. Alright, so let's begin with opening the settings, and here we have to scroll and find the option Home Screen, Lock Screen and Wallpaper. Let's tap on it. Before we will actually enter this wallpaper section, I highly recommend to make sure that you've got the internet connection, thanks to which you will be able to check some online wallpapers which you can download and apply. So make sure that you've got the internet connection and tap on wallpaper. So or wallpapers. So right here we've got different sections from which we can choose the wallpaper from. So at the very top we've got our own gallery, so we can choose our own photo and set it as a wallpaper. Here we've got some pre-installed options which are quite nice, and they are, I believe they are interactive, maybe not interactive, but they are animated. So earth, lights, mountain and sea, firework moment, versatile graphics, live wallpapers, static wallpapers, which are, well, regular wallpapers without any kind of movement. And here we've got also kinetic wallpapers. So basically the whole idea of those wallpapers is to set a specific goal, and your device will change the wallpaper according to it. So for example, in this one, a goal can be set, which will be calculated based on the cumulative elevation gained during the use of the wallpaper, and the scenario on the route will be displayed. You will reach the finish line once you've achieved your goal, etc. You can download them. The same situation with, for example, here, Moonlight. So you can tap to set the daily step goal, and your device will simply bloom the flower. The flower will bloom according to your goal. Yeah, so basically you can use them if you want to. However, I told you to make sure that you've got the internet connection, because you can also tap on more wallpapers, and here we will be transferred to the wallpapers that we can actually download. So as you can see, there are plenty of beautiful options to choose from. So basically all you have to do is to, for example, tap on the wallpaper. Let me choose maybe the small panda and tap on download. As you can see here, you've got the information that it is free, so no worries. And after tapping on download, you can tap on apply. So let me find a wallpaper and I will apply it. Alright, so this is the wallpaper I'd like to apply. So now we have to tap on apply basically. And now we can decide where we want to set it, so as a lock screen, home screen, or both. We can also tap on apply after cropping, and you will be able to kind of crop the wallpaper. However, let me go back. And I just want to set it on lock screen and home screen. So just tap on it. Now we can go back, and as you can see, the wallpaper has been played successfully. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up.
Hello everyone, welcome to the HardReset channel, and today I'm going to show you how to enable and customize always on display on the VIVO V70. So always on display is a feature that allows the screen of your phone to basically be always on. So it looks something like this, where the screen is disabled, the phone is turned off, but there is a little part of the screen that is on. You can enable it with a tap if it's turned off. And it's just a black screen. It's pretty dim, and you have the time, the battery, and other things that you can add to the screen. Now, if you're worried about the battery, like the screen is always on, might be draining a lot of battery, it doesn't drain too much, because what it does is it changes the refresh rate of the screen to 1 Hz, which means that instead of updating 60 times per second, it updates 1 time per second. And it also utilizes black pixels, which on all its screens means that the pixels are turned off, which means that they're not consuming power. And that pretty much doesn't consume as much power as you'd think. So let's go through the setup process. So to enable this feature, we need to go to settings. And then from the main settings menu, we need to go to home screen, lock screen, and wallpaper. Tap on always on display. And then we're going to enable always on display right here. So this little toggle, make sure it's enabled if you want this option to be on. And then we can customize this thing by either tapping on AOD settings to, for example, enable or disable it. We can enable notifications on the always on display. And we can change the overall look of it. So we can choose all of these different styles, all these different options, and just select the one that you like. For example, let's go with this one. And you can download it. And once it's downloaded, you can change other things in it, like fonts, the font thickness, and the colors. So here, as you can see, there's different colors. And once you're done, you can click the check mark on the top right, and it's going to be applied. So now let's turn off the always on display, or turn off the screen. And here, as you can see, this is what the always on display looks like. So right now it's frozen, and the only thing that is on is this part of the screen. And that is pretty much it. So now if you want to turn it off, the always on display feature, you need to come back to this toggle and just disable it. And now if we turn it off, as you can see, there's no screen now, only the one that pops up when you actually turn on your phone. And that is pretty much it for this video. So thank you for watching. I hope this video helps you, and make sure to like and subscribe.
Welcome. In front of me is a VIVO V70, and today I will show you how we can insert SIM card into this device. So, before you get started, you should grab a SIM eject tool, and you should be able to find it in your box that came with the device. Typically, it will look more or less like a bare, crappy piece of metal, assuming I can find mine. Where the hell is it? Oh, there we go. So right here, it will look something similar to this. But if you can't find it, what you could use is a paper clip. Straighten out one of the ends, and it should work just as well, as long as it doesn't have the plastic wrapping, which if it does, you can cut off. Now, once you have either one of those, you can then pop out the tray, which is located at the bottom of the device, which you do need to take the case off the device for that. And you can see it right here. So grab the tool, find the insert area, which is close to the corner, and push it in. When you do, you can see that the tray pops out enough for you to pull it out. Now, on this tray, we have only space for 2 SIM cards, one on each side. And additionally, they're labeled as SIM1 and SIM2. Let's quickly go into the settings right here, just to check something. And where is... Okay, there is eSIM. So this will matter right here. You can see we have eSIM. If I turn it on, you can see it tells me enable eSIM. Once enabled, your physical SIM card 2 will be replaced by an eSIM. Continue. So the bottom tray, no matter if there's a card in there or not, the phone won't be checking for any cards on the physical tray right here, and it will only be waiting for you to add a eSIM. Now you can toggle that on and off to basically make that tray work again, but just know that the bottom tray is interchangeable. Either you can use a physical card or eSIM, and if you're planning to use one of each, physical and eSIM, in this case you would be placing one of your cards, or well, the only physical card, on the tray number 1, while leaving the tray number 2 empty, so you can use that for eSIM instead. Additionally, there's nothing holding the top card in place, so if you flip it over, just as you can see, falls out, while the bottom tray actually has a retention bracket. So once placed on the bottom one, it actually holds it a little bit better. Now I'm not planning to use an eSIM, so I'm going to keep it at the bottom one and just pop it in. And when you do so, you can see the card should start working right away. So from here, I'm just going to confirm the pin for my SIM card. And that's it. And you can see it shows up right here. So there we go. So that is how you can insert your SIM card. So if you found this very helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.
Hi everyone, in front of me I've got VIVO V70, and let me share with you how to turn off ads and their personalizations. So let's begin with opening the settings. And the first thing I highly recommend to do is to go to the top and go to more connections. Then go to private DNS, mark private DNS provider hostname, and here enter dns.adguard.com and tap on OK. Thanks to setting this private DNS, your device will limit the advertisements. Moreover, we can also remove the personalization. So let's scroll down to find this Google section. Then tap on All Services, and here scroll to find ads. So right here we've got something which is called advertising ID, and basically it works, it tracks what you're looking for, and after that it will show you relevant advertisements. So for example, I was looking for a lamp to my living room, and after that the device will show me different offers of this lamp, different shops, different variations of this lamp, or something that could be useful for me regarding decorating the living room. So this is how it works. So highly recommend to tap on Reset Advertising ID, tap on Confirm, and then delete advertising ID and tap on delete. And obviously this operation will not necessarily limit the number of advertisements. However, they will not be that much personalized. Also, what I highly recommend to do is to simply limit the notifications from the apps that are showing you advertisements, because sometimes we've got the advertisements that will show us ads here in this notification center. So find the app that is showing you notifications, tap on it and hold it, and then go to App Info. Now let's go to notifications, and here usually we will have those notifications in our regular language. For some reason, I've got it in, I believe, Ukrainian, I don't know. Basically, what I wanted to show you here is that I highly recommend to check for different categories that could be somehow connected with the advertisements. So for example, usually in Google Play Store, we've got payments, deals, and recommendations, which sounds quite like the advertisement. So just try to find the category that is kind of connected, and then tap on this switcher. Tap on it and tap on the switcher at the top, so only this category is disabled. If for some reason your device will not show you the categories, no worries, you can just tap on this allow notification at the very top, but obviously it means that you will not receive any kind of them, so be aware. And I do not recommend tapping on it, especially in the situation that you really need the advertisements from, the notifications from this app. And as a last resort, I also highly recommend to check for the ad blockers. Just go to the Play Store. Obviously, you need to be logged in, but let's check it. Go to search. Here, tap on search and enter ad block or something like that. And basically nowadays we do not have only the ad blocks that are designed for a specific browser, but also for the whole system. So for example, here we've got the content blocker, we've got we had the ad blocker for Android, etc. So highly recommend to also check this option. Alright, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up. Hi everyone, in front of me I've got a VIVO V70, and let me share with you how to manage the system navigation on this device. So in this video, I'll discuss how to get into proper settings and how to switch between the gestures and 3-button navigation. So all you have to do is to go to the settings basically. So just tap on this gear icon, and here we have to scroll all the way down to find system management. Here, let's tap on system navigation, which is on the second position. And as you can see here, we've got two options. So obviously, if you've got the gestures and you'd like to switch to navigation keys, just tap on this option and your device will immediately apply 3-button navigation. Here you've got also the customization. So for example, you can reorder back button and the recents. So it depends on you which configuration is more comfortable. Here you've got also icon style. So if you'd like to, you can change those full shapes into the lines, let's say. So it's up to you which one you like the most. And here you can decide whether you want to use circle to search, which is assigned to this home button. So it's up to you, you can turn it on or off. If you've got the navigation keys and you'd like to set the gestures, just tap on this gestures option here, and you can see that instead of 3 buttons, we've got this line that is responsible for specific gestures. Here you can go through the tutorial. You can simply tap on learn gestures. I don't want to do it. I will also explain how to use them in a second. You can also hide this indicator. However, you need to be aware that it is linked to the circle to search. So if you don't want to use circle to search, you don't really need this option, you can then hide the indicator bar. However, if not, if you prefer to use circle to search, you need to have the indicator bar turned on. So okay, so I'll hide it. Here we've got gesture mismatch prevention, so you can set the 2 swipes in certain scenarios, for example, full screen games or videos. So you have to kind of confirm your choice that you really want to go back. Here we've got side swipe sensitivity. So here, as you can see, we've got those bars, those blue bars, which indicate what sensitivity is on the edges. So to be honest, I highly recommend to get back to this option after a while of using the gestures. So you will be able to decide whether you need the sensitivity to be higher or lower. All right, here swipe horizontally to switch between apps. You can turn it off, but to be honest, I think that it is quite useful. I'll show you in a second. Swipe to bring up Digital Assistant, so you have to swipe inwards from either bottom corner to bring up Digital Assistant. So again, you can decide, and circle to search, but obviously, as I said, we need to apply the indicator. All right, so in order to get back to the previous page, just like by using the back button, we have to swipe our finger from the side to the center. And if you can see this, our release the finger. The same situation from the right side. If you'd like to get back directly to the home page, swipe your finger from the bottom to the center of your device and make sure that this motion is quick and short, so something like that. And if you'd like to open the recents, repeat the gesture, so from the bottom to the center, but hold your finger somewhere here, like that. And here we've got the recents. All right. Oh, and sorry, I forgot to show you how to swipe between apps. So let's pretend we've got the app opened and we would like to quickly change between this app and the previous one. So all we have to do is to swipe our finger from this corner to this corner at the bottom of the screen, something like that. And as you can see, we can swipe between apps. All right, so that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and leave the thumbs up.
Hello everyone, welcome to the HardReset channel, and today I'm going to show you the best camera settings for photos and video on the VIVO V70. So if you want to take the best photos that this phone allows, I'm going to show you a few settings that you can use to actually get great photos. So first off, let's go to the camera app. Here we have a few modes of recording or photo taking. So we have the base ones, which is photo. We have video to record videos. We have micro movie, which allows to use the macro lens to record things that are require detail. So you can come in really close and capture details of certain things. And we have the more button, and that gives us even more options. So we have the high resolution photos, which allow us to take photos in 50 megapixels. We have the panorama, which allows you to take a 360 photo pretty much. Ultra HD document is for scanning documents. We have slow motion video, which basically slows down the video. We have time lapse. We have super moon, which allows us to make easier photos of the moon, for example. We have stage, which is basically a mode for concerts and things like that. So it allows us to have better concert videos if you like doing that. You have Astro, which Astro is a mode where you have to use pretty much a tripod or just something to keep the phone stable. You point it at the sky and it takes a while to take the photo, but then you get this basically night photo picture. Then you have Pro, which allows us to make even more detailed changes to our photos. We can enable RAW mode, we can change the ISO, the white balance, and things like that. Then we have Snapshot, which is just a quick photo, for example, of quick moving targets. Then we have Food and Dual View. So Food is for food photos, and we have Dual View is for pretty much the front and the back camera at the same time. Then on the left side, we have the night mode and portrait. So in all of these modes, we also have different options that we can change. For example, in portrait, we have things like this bokeh flares, which basically makes the blur in the background behind the subject appear in different styles. So you can do like the flares can be like these little shapes of all different sizes, and you can even add flare in the backgrounds. For example, if there's a visible light light source is going to add these little flares that you usually see in movies and things like that. And pretty much every single mode has different things that you can change. I suggest just playing around with it and seeing which ones fit you the best. It's pretty straightforward. And just taking photos, and I feel like that would be the best way to capture photos. So thank you for watching. I hope this video helps you, and make sure to like and subscribe.
Welcome. In front of me is a VIVO V70, and today I will show you how you can enable and set up your Do Not Disturb mode. So, to get started, you will want to swipe down from the top of your screen. Now, if you have a separation between toggles and notifications, make sure you do it from the right side. This will then get you only the toggles. And in here, we want to swipe down again to extend the list of visible toggles and locate Do Not Disturb mode. For me, it's on the third page right over here. Now, if you don't see it on any of the pages, you can add it by clicking right here on this pencil. Find it somewhere below right here. And once you do, you just hold it. You'll have a vibration, at which point you can drag it over to the top, drop it, click on the check mark, and it should be added now permanently. So, once your toggle is added here, hold it again, and this will take you to the settings. Now, I do recommend doing that at least once, just so you can see how it is set by default. So, in here we can check exceptions, meaning this would basically select who would bypass this mode when it's enabled. And we have people, so you can select what people will be able to message you. Now here we can select multiple options, and we also have calls with only one option that you can select. So favorite contacts, contacts, anyone, or no one. But you do have a little caveat to this, as we do have the allow repeated calls. So if someone calls you twice within a 15-minute period, they will bypass whatever you have selected here. So this is a great option in terms of emergencies, as usually people will spam call you. So when they do that, they would basically fulfill this requirement and the call would go through, which either you would be notified or it would actually ring. Whichever one it is, you'd actually be more aware of someone trying to reach you in general. Now, in here we also have applications, so you can select what kind of applications can be annoying you even when Do Not Disturb mode is enabled. And then we also have alarms and other interruptions. Now below that we have schedules, durations, and display options for notifications. So let's start off with the schedule. You can create multiple schedules, and it looks like there's one already pre-made called sleeping. Usually that's the case. And you can see it runs basically, what is it, all week long? That's usually how it is. Yep, all week long. And starts at 10 p.m. ends at 7 a.m. But you can obviously, like I mentioned, create new ones. And you have a couple other ones like bedtime, driving. Bedtime could be triggered by a watch, by the way. And so if you have a smartwatch, it could potentially trigger that. Driving, that would be based on a phone being in motion, specific speed limits, for instance, stuff like that. And this would obviously then automatically be turning on your Do Not Disturb mode when it's enabled in here. Now, moving back, duration for quick settings. This is actually a nice option in here, so you can choose what happens when you manually tap on this mode, like right now. By default, you can see it's going to run indefinitely, as there's nothing showing up, but we can choose, for instance, a time-specific option, or to ask me every time, giving me these two first options every single time. Now, I personally like to select it on a timer, something like 4 hours. I find that to be sufficient enough time to cover whatever I might have the need of for it, plus a little bit of time extra. So if I forget about it, the device will turn it off for me. And that means that now, if I try to turn it on, it's just going to normally turn on, but it's going to run for exactly 4 hours, at which point it will turn itself off. Now again, I can also turn it off myself before that timer runs out. And well, that's about it. Now, one more thing that I do want to mention, if you're planning to use a schedule, make sure it's toggled on like so in here. If it's toggled off, it won't be turning it on. So this is a toggle for the schedule, and the schedule will toggle on the mode itself. And as you see me already do, tap on the toggle to turn it on, tap on it again to turn it off. Pretty simple. So if you found this very helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.
Hello everyone, welcome to the HardReset channel, and today I'm going to show you a few tips to save battery and get maximum screen time on the VIVO V70. So if you want your battery to last even longer, I'm going to show you a few things that you can change to improve the battery life. Now let's start with the most common things, and the easiest one to set up is the battery saving mode. So you can turn on battery saving mode whenever you're starting to run low on power, or you want your phone to last throughout the day. For example, you know you're not going to get access to a charger. You can just turn on low power mode. And to enable it, all we need to do is open up the settings, scroll down to battery, and either enable battery saver right here, or you can also do it through battery saving management by enabling auto turn on battery saver. So here you can set the battery percentage that the battery power saver mode turns on. So I suggest doing something between 30 to 20, and you can always turn it on yourself whenever you need it. So basically what power saving mode does is it disables background activity of most of the apps, so your phone will not be running in the background. It automatically adjusts your brightness, and it enables a feature where your screen turns off after some time of inactivity. And I just suggest turning it on once again whenever your phone is running low on battery. Then we also have super battery saver. Now this is a extreme battery saver, which basically turns off most of the features on your phone, leaving pretty much just calls, time, messages, and just all of the important stuff. So once you have it turned on, this is all of you have. As you can see, you can add an app if you need it, but these are all of the apps. So you can't really do anything else in this mode, but it does save a lot of battery. And to exit out this mode, you can just click on the icon on the top right to exit super battery saver. So that is pretty much it for battery saver. Then we have the brightness settings. So if you go to display, brightness, and eye protection, there are a few things that we can change. So the first one would be to changing the screen to dark mode. Dark mode means that pretty much everything in these apps, like pretty much every single app, is going to turn dark. So as you can see, all of the apps that I open up, they are in this dark mode. And that basically means that it's all going to be black, and black pixels, when they're turned off, they're not consuming battery, which also helps with, well, battery. And then we also have dark mode settings, where you can dim icons, you can dim whole screen wallpaper, but that's not really important. And then we have auto brightness. So we can enable auto brightness, and it adjusts the brightness depending on the light level of your environment and on your battery once again. So it's going to automatically adjust it pretty much without you having to do it. Then we have auto lock. So auto lock basically turns off your phone after a set time of inactivity. So I suggest turning it down to 15 and 30 seconds. So after you've done that, if you just leave your phone turned on, it's going to turn off by itself, and it's not going to be consuming battery. And the next thing that we can try doing is changing the refresh rate of the phone. So higher refresh rate usually also means higher battery usage. So we can turn down the refresh rate by going once again to display brightness and eye protection, scrolling down to screen refresh rate, and changing it to either smart adaptation or something lower like 60 Hz. So 120 Hz is the smoothest option, so the screen refreshes 120 times per second. And we have 60 Hz, which refreshes 60 times per second, which is less, but it's going to also consume less battery. And that is pretty much it for this video. So thank you for watching. I hope this video helps you, and make sure to like and subscribe.
Did you think you knew what mobile cameras are capable of? Forget it. Today, I have a device in my hands that makes professional DSLRs gather dust on the shelf. 50 megapixels with Zeiss optics, a periscope with true zoom, and night modes that can see in the dark. This is the VIVO V70. Let's find out if this is a real breakthrough or just numbers. Let's go. Before we head out into the field, let's break down the arsenal. The main module is 50 megapixels with a huge sensor and OIS stabilization. The killer feature is a 50 megapixel periscope with 3 times optical zoom. For wide shots, there's an 8 megapixel ultra-wide and a 50 megapixel selfie camera with autofocus and Zeiss optics. The hardware is top-notch, but it's the software that makes the difference. Let's go test it. Nighttime is when the V70 destroys its competitors. Let's start with the supermoon and a night panorama. Listen, in the regular mode, the sky turns out really beautiful. The clouds look three-dimensional and the level of detail is excellent. The night panorama stitches together perfectly, with no visible steps. The supermoon mode worked flawlessly, although without the moon itself in the frame, the difference from the regular mode isn't huge, but the potential is immediately noticeable. And now the magic of styles. Cyberpunk, blue ice, green orange, and even the ghostly aura lighting. For sky enthusiasts, there's astrophotography. Set it on a tripod and you get outer space. Honestly, if we were farther from the city lights, the photo would be simply gorgeous. But even so, the result is very impressive. At night, zooming to 10 times, even 30 times thanks to OIS keeps the image surprisingly stable. If you like photographing people, the V70 will become your favorite gadget. It features AI visual bokeh. You can adjust the aperture from 0.85 to 16 and change the shape of the highlights from natural to bubble-like. 23mm is for landscapes. No distortion at the edges, classic and very soft blur. 35mm is for street photography. The highlights are just cool. The bubble effect from street lights adds atmosphere. 50mm is natural, my favorite. Deep sharp blur with a very natural skin tone. 85mm is for portraits. Similar to 50mm, but the subject's outline stays perfect even against a complex background. 100mm is for close-ups. Everything looks great. The light breaks into beautiful highlights, and the blur is very artistic. During the day, we get the most out of it. There's a 50 megapixel mode and Zeiss profiles, texture for details, vivid for rich colors, and Zeiss natural for true-to-life colors. Zoom ranges from ultra-wide 0.6 times to a crazy 100 times. At 0.6 times, the field of view is excellent, and there's almost no fisheye distortion at the edges. At 1 times, everything is standard. A real workhorse. At 10 times zoom, it's fully functional. You can easily examine small details on objects. At 30 times, it's very impressive. Compared to the FE series, it's a whole level above. At 100 times, it feels like the AI is slightly enhancing the image, but for such magnification, the result is good. Video is recorded in 4K at 60 FPS. The zoom works smoothly, and you can apply effects right during shooting. Stabilization? My compliments. The footage is smooth, no shaking when shooting handheld. Even when zooming during recording, the image doesn't jitter. Everything is very stable. For creativity, there are panorama, slow motion, and time-lapse modes. Panorama, decent quality and seamless stitching. Slow-mo works smoothly, without lags or artifacts. Time-lapse also performed excellently. Don't know how to edit? The mini movie mode will do everything for you. You choose a template, food, travel, sports. You shoot short clips, and the phone itself puts together a masterpiece to music. Perfect for stories. Let's draw the line. I own. Huge plus for Zeiss and Periscope. The downside is that the 8-megapixel ultra-wide camera could be better. Night, cyberpunk styles, guns and astrophotography, a big plus. The downside is the noise level is 100%. Zoom at night, well, that's physics. Portraits are 10 out of 10, the best bokeh in its class. Video, smooth footage, but in 4K at 60 FPS, you can't switch to ultra-wide during recording. Special modes. Mini movie mode is a real lifesaver for those who don't want to spend time editing. The VIVO V70 does not just shoot, it makes the picture look premium. If you need a camera phone for creativity, this is your choice. Which mode did you like? Write in the comments and leave a like. See you next time.
Welcome. In front of me is a VIVO V70, and today I'll show you how you can boot this device into safe mode. So, to get started, you'll first want to hold power button and volume up at the same time, which brings up boot options. And here from the options, swipe the first one on the top to the right, let go, and this will turn off the device. Give it like 5 seconds after it turns off, and then hold power button and volume up again, and let go of the power button once you see the VIVO logo. This will take us to the Fastboot mode first. So in here we actually need to, using volume buttons, select recovery mode. So pressing volume down will navigate down. And when it's selected, press the power button to confirm it. Again, this will take us to the recovery mode first, which is, well, technically second now, which is not what we're looking for, but our safe mode is located in there. So there we go. And you can see right here we have enter safe mode options. I'm going to just click on it. It gives you a quick message. Enter safe mode. Only system features and apps are available in safe mode. Restart your device to enter safe mode. Yes, we're going to click on OK. Now it's cut out just a little bit through the curvature of the display, but you can kind of see it right here, safe mode. Now in this mode, like the message stated, only the applications that come with the device will function. So if we open up Google folder even, you can see there's a bunch of applications that will no longer run in this mode. And you can quickly define which is which by the fact that the ones that don't run look now gray and kind of dim. So some of them are things like Drive, Google TV, YouTube Music, Google One, everything on here, and a lot of applications on the second page. So any application that you installed yourself will fall under this category, that you cannot use it in this mode. And in certain cases, some of the default applications do as well, as some of these applications download themselves while you're going through the setup process when you connect to network. So those applications also fall under that category. And to explain what the purpose of this is, if you maybe are an app developer, as an example, and you create some kind of application that you're testing out and something went horribly wrong, that application basically messes about how you can use your device, and you can't use it because it's screwing it up too much. Now, by booting your device into safe mode, you essentially are preventing this application from being able to start itself up and do anything. Therefore, you can, I don't know, delete it or manage it, fix it, whatever you think is the appropriate course of action. Now, once you're done, you can go back to the normal mode by pressing the power button and volume up again. And this time around, we're just going to swipe the second option, swipe to restart, just like we did before. And this will reboot the device. And when it boots back up, it will enter the normal mode. Now, there's also one more thing that we need to keep in mind once we get in there into the normal mode, which I'm going to point out once the device is up. So you can see the device is back up. And, oh, surprisingly, wait. Oh, wow. Okay, never mind. We don't need to do anything extra. Props to Vivo for actually doing this. So I was going to show you that you need to turn off the airplane mode, which is enabled by default when you enter safe mode. And on, at this point, every other device that I have shown this on, airplane mode stays when you boot back up into normal mode. Vivo turns it off, so you don't need to do anything extra. Props. Good design. Anyway, with that being said, I hope you found this very helpful. And if you did, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching. Welcome. In front of me is a VIVO V70, and today I will show you how we can enable power saving mode on this device. So, to get started, you will want to swipe down from the top of your screen, but I do want to mention Vivo does give you the option to have it either separated or not in terms of notifications and toggles. So, I don't know what on your end you selected. So generally, swipe down from the right side. This will ensure that you always will get either just the toggles or toggles and the notifications. And in here where you have the toggles, you're just going to swipe down again to extend the list of them. Next, find power saving mode, which I believe should be added by default, hopefully. Or it might not be. Oh, there we go. So for me, it's right here, battery saver. Now, if you don't see it anywhere, you can actually add it by clicking right here on this pencil. And in here, you will be able to find your power saving mode. Once you do, you just hold it. And you can see it vibrates a little bit and lifts up, and you can just drag it over here, drop it, and you're good to go after clicking on the check mark. There is actually a toggle that you could add in there called Super Battery Saver. So this is also technically power saving mode, but just a more extensive one. I'll be showcasing both of them, but I'm going to start off with the normal one right here. So to start off, you just click on it, and as you can see, it enables dark mode and some other things. It will change your refresh rate to 60, so your screen will look choppy. And there's also, probably more importantly, a change in how your device will interact with internet, or how applications will interact with it. So when you like your device, it basically kills off applications from being able to access internet right now. And I don't know the way it exactly does it, either by terminating the Wi-Fi and mobile network altogether when you're not using your device, or just terminating the applications that are running in the background and not allowing them to connect to anything. Whichever way it goes, usually this will result in your device not delivering notifications on time to you. So if you rely on that, make sure you're aware of it. And anyway, that's just a normal mode. But we also have the other one, the Super Battery Saver. So let's turn it on. I agree. And give it a moment. And there is our Super Battery Saver. So you can see it removes things like our wallpaper, removes a bunch of applications, only keeping just essential ones. Notifications is shrunk down as well. And generally, this mode tries to prioritize battery life and nothing else. And it tells us that right now we have battery life, or about 100% battery. But it actually doesn't, weirdly enough, tell us how long it's going to last, which is something that you usually would see on other devices. But I believe we still can. I'm just going to quit it by clicking right here. If we hold these toggles, either power saving or super battery saver, we should be taken to the settings. And in here, doesn't actually tell us how long it's gonna last. Okay, that's interesting. Now this could potentially be because this device is relatively new out of the box, so it didn't have enough time to kind of learn how long the battery lasts. This could, like I said, potentially be the case. So after some time of using this phone, maybe a week or so, you could possibly, where it says discharging, actually start seeing an actual figure of how many hours the battery will last. And depending on the current mode that you're going to be using, if you switch to, for instance, battery saver, that time would obviously increase. And if you enable battery saver, it should go even further. Now, typically, I do want to also explain this. Depending on what the battery differences right here are, you might want to be aware of this. So check it out before you enable this with the hopes that it's going to give you some good results. As I know for a fact that some devices have very piss poor results in these battery saving department. So some of the companies that have this kind of piss poor would be things like OnePlus, Oppo, so these are ones that I remember of, like, without a doubt. And generally, if you're going from a normal mode to power saving mode and you get, let's say, 10 to 20% of increase in time of how long the battery will last from what it tells you that it's going to be right now, that's good. That's fine. Now, super battery saver, usually you should be looking for doubling of the normal battery mode. At the better case, tripling it. So devices like Xiaomi basically triple the battery life from normal to the ultra battery saver. So those are good ones. But like I said, OnePlus and things like, for instance, Oppo have the shittiest ones. So for instance, going from normal to power saving mode, you get 2 hours, and then from battery saver to ultra power saving mode, you get another 2 hours. 4 hours for having basically this kind of device usability. I feel like it's a little bit of an unacceptable battery gain. Like, how do you manage to only get 4 extra hours when my screen looks like this? So be aware of what you get. Right now, I can't really tell you what this phone will get, as I think it's just calculating or just doesn't show it. So make sure you are aware of which one gives you how much time, as obviously that will be a very crucial information to know when choosing one of these modes and when you're in a pickle and you won't be able to charge your device for some time. So then you can actually make an educated choice of which power saving mode you should pick. But in any case, with that being said, I hope you found this very helpful. And if you did, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching. Welcome. In front of me is a VIVO V70, and today I will be showing you how you can capture a screenshot on this device. So, to get started, you will first want to open up content that you wish to capture. Now, in my case, I'll be using home screen as an example for this, and it's already open and visible on my screen. Just make sure that whatever you want to capture on that screenshot is right now visible on your display. Once that is the case, you can capture a screenshot using one of the two methods. First one would be by pressing power button and volume down at the same time, like so. You can get a screenshot and gives you a couple options: scroll and what was the other one? And share, at which point it will automatically disappear. So that's the first way. Now the second way you can do is by just 3-finger swiping down. Same effect, does the same exact thing, it's just different way of capturing it. Now, before Actually, first I'm going to show you how you can find these screenshots and where. And then I'm going to also talk about if you ever encounter a place where you might not be able to capture a screenshot, and I'll go into why. So in albums, just go back. Typically, it would be located in the first tab, Photos, which will display your screenshots. But if you're trying to find some older screenshot that I've captured, it might be easier to go into Albums, and in Albums, you'll find album called, well, Screenshot, or Screenshots as in multiple. And in here, that's all you will see. So it might be a little bit easier to find whatever screenshot you'd be looking for. And you can see I have a couple of them right here. So going back to what I was saying before, sometimes you will encounter applications that just straight up block your screenshots. Such an application would be things like bank applications. They do it to protect the privacy and security of the user, such as the actual feature that they utilize to do this. So I think the actual feature that is allowing you to capture screenshots and screen recordings is called drawing over other apps or something along those lines. Now, what's it called? It doesn't really matter, but the fact that it blocks the ability to capture a screenshot if a developer of an application chooses to do so is the important part. Now, if you imagine that you have some kind of malware on your device and you open up your bank application where you start to put in your pins or passwords to access it, and you have that malware that is basically spying on you through screenshots or screen recordings, you could probably imagine how that would be very unsecure for you. So because of that, screenshots are just straight up blocked. Screen recordings, on the other hand side, basically capture when the application is open, black void. There's nothing visible on the recording. So that is going to protect you. But you will also encounter this kind of feature being used in applications that I don't really have here, but primarily streaming applications like Netflix, Spotify, Hulu, HBO, and so on. Now, they do it not to protect the privacy and security of the user, like they should be doing. They're doing it to protect themselves from piracy. Like you could give a shit about it, right? I mean, you're paying them. It's not your problem that someone is pirating their content. It's definitely not you if you're paying them, right? So, for this reason, I find it absolutely retarded that a company can change how you can operate your device without ever even asking you for permission or even letting you know. And because I find this to be a little bit of a corporate overreach right here of what an application should be able to do, I'll be showing you ways around it. And the reason for showing you ways around it is because, I mean, if you're paying for content, then let's be honest, you should be able to take a screenshot and record screen of it, no matter what the purpose of it is. As long as you're not sharing it, it's not piracy. And even if you are sharing it, screenshots, by all means, share without any kind of problem. Screen recordings, though, you would be limited to, I believe, 30 seconds or something like that. You need to check the fair use law, but that would basically fall under the fair use. And as a paying customer, hey, it's in your goddamn right to be able to capture whatever you want. You've been paying for it. So I will be showing you how you can find this kind of content online for free in this case, and then you can capture it. Because it's going to be running through a browser, the BS kind of limitations of an application no longer apply. So I will also not be showing you exactly what place to look for. So I'm not going to be giving you a link. Instead, I'm going to be teaching you how to find these different sites with links, which basically goes more into, teach a man to fish to feed him for life. As before, I did show specific website, but that website got taken down. So if I were to do that now, chances are by the time you're watching this right now, well, that website could no longer be operational because it got taken down. So if I teach you how to find these sites, obviously that's not going to be a problem anymore. So you can see the site that I used to show was called pstream.mov, but by searching for alternatives to this, you will find a Reddit thread that has different places that offer the same kind of experience. Now, by all means, disregard this piece of shit right here, AI Overview, as this is the absolute worst trash that I can find. This moronic piece of dog shit offers you things like Plex, whatever this dog shit is. By the way, this actually requires a subscription, so it's absolute piece of shit. So obviously what it offers here is it can bug itself for all I care. It's absolutely useless, and what I would like to do is just absolutely throw that to the trash where it belongs. But what doesn't belong in the trash is basically user inquiries on Reddit. And you can see in here we have a list of different places you can go to view this kind of content, and whichever one you decide to use, it's up to you. Now this is just one way of finding it. Depending on how you search for it, you will find different Reddit threads. Specifically, if it doesn't show you Reddit threads, just add Reddit. But this is where you're going to be looking for. So you could also potentially look for something like free alternatives to Netflix or something like that. Now I can tell you in ways that you search for it, depending on how you search for it, you might find some Reddit thread with a link to a website that basically has like a catalog of different sites that do the same thing that we have right here. So in there you will find basically like over 20 different links to different websites with multiple domains as a backup that some of them carry. So it will make it super easy for you to find whatever you would be interested in. And the choices here matter just because not everything is equal. Not every site is the same. They do have different layouts. Some of them will have absolutely intrusive ads that take you to a new page every time you click on a screen, which obviously skip those. They're just absolute dog shit. They might be offering the service and it might work, but if you need to get annoyed to use it, it's not worth it. After all, you might be partially looking for something that isn't as shitified as something like Netflix. So by searching for that and getting an unshitified version of it, it just kind of defeats the purpose. There are better options. Keep on looking. And like I mentioned, because this is running on a browser, you can capture screenshots here, no problem, no matter what the website you open is. So anyway, with that being said, I hope you found this video helpful, and if you did, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching. Welcome. In front of me is a VIVO V70, and today I will show you how you can enable and set up your portable hotspot. So, to get started, you'll want to swipe down from the top of your screen. Now, if you do have the separation between left and right side, make sure you do it from the right side. And then swipe down again to extend the list of visible toggles. Now, somewhere in here, you should have the portable hotspot as a toggle. For me, it is visible on the first page right over here. But if you don't see it anywhere in here, you can actually add it by clicking on this pencil, finding it somewhere below right here. And when you find it, you'd hold it, drag it here, drop it, and you're good to go. And just make sure you click on the check mark. Now, in here, once you see it, first time around, I recommend holding it and select hotspot configuration and check the password right here. And what I recommend doing is just straight up removing it and setting up your own new password, which will need to have at least 8 characters in length. Now it can be letters, numbers, both, doesn't really matter. Now that's one thing that I recommend changing. Another thing in here is the AP band. Now we have 2 options. Now this I don't necessarily recommend maybe changing, but I do want to make you aware of this just because in certain cases this might become important to you. So by default it's set to 2.4, which means that your hotspot will work with literally every device that has any kind of Wi-Fi capability. For those purposes, this might be good for you. But this kind of option does have some limitations. So if you live in a densely populated area, you might encounter some kind of problems with your hotspot sometimes due to interference of other 2.4 gigahertz signals. And there usually is a lot of those, specifically in populated areas. Now, 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi isn't just limited to actually Wi-Fi. It's also extending to smart devices like fridges, light bulbs, and just any kind of benign crap that is in smart homes. So there can be a heap of different things that are using the same kind of frequency, and this kind of frequency can accommodate only so many devices before they start to interfere with one another. So when that starts to happen, I have no idea what you should be looking for as a kind of an effect of this. I can only presume that things like, for instance, connection to your hotspot might be iffy. Maybe you're not getting network all the time, so you have like loading websites that don't want to really load while you are connected and so on. So if you ever experience such a thing and you live in a densely populated area, what you could potentially do is switch it to the 5 gigahertz. Generally, 5 gigahertz has plenty of things that are improved, but for hotspot purposes, only one matters, which is the amount of devices on this frequency that can be at the same time. So same amount of devices on the 2.4 gigahertz frequency put on 5 gigahertz won't really care that much about it. It won't really affect it. So that's the benefit. Now there are some other ones like I mentioned. So generally 5 gigahertz network is faster. It has a faster bandwidth, lower latency, more devices at the same time can be connected to this network as a single network. And in general, like I mentioned, these don't really matter that much for hotspot purposes, as you're, for the most part, bottlenecked by your mobile network, as this is what you're going to be primarily using. And your mobile network usually isn't going to be fast enough to even cap the 2.4 gigahertz at the moment. Things like latency, again, that's primarily going to be bottlenecked by your mobile provider, which latency kind of depends on, usually, for instance, how far you are from 5 gigahertz towers. And that is the better case. If you're using like 4G or something like that connectivity on your mobile network, then that's going to be slower. So again, it doesn't really matter for the Wi-Fi specifically. So that's why I recommend keeping it at the 2.4 unless you have some kind of interference problems. Now, another thing that I can change in here is the network name, which is by default going to be the name of the device. If you want to change it to something more custom, you can. That's what you're going to be looking for in the Wi-Fi list. Now let's just click on the check mark to save those changes. And in here we have some information. So we have things like connected device. It shows me that there's 0. I mean, it's off, so obviously there's 0. Maximum number of connections. So you can set up how many phones or just general devices can connect to your specific hotspot at any given moment. So you could set that up. You also have blacklists, so if someone manages to guess your password, or maybe you don't have one or whatever, you can actually block them and you will be able to see them right here. And we have also more hotspot settings, which allows us to set one last important thing, which is one of mobile data limit. And this is just for a single, basically single usage, right? So you can set up a limit of how much data hotspot will be able to, or you will be able to utilize through this hotspot, at which point it will automatically turn itself off. So I would maybe recommend setting this up if you have a data limit on your mobile network, as when you obviously surpass that limit, you will be kind of stuck with a very, very slow network speed on your phone, or potentially, although I haven't encountered this, you could maybe potentially be charged extra for like a additional amount of data network that the service provider would give you. In this case, you definitely want to be aware of that. And this, actually, I would skip this. And in this case, if you have this kind of automatic expansion of mobile network because you reached your limit, I would then recommend going to mobile, I think, connections right here. And let's quickly check data management, maybe. Oh, for God's sakes, just get me to the thing. Yep, I think it's right here. Network, what did it be? Trying to find where the hell I can actually customize this. Ah, there we go. So it's right here under settings, data usage limits. And in here, you can see data usage reminder, which is set to 2 gigabytes. So once you use 2 gigabytes in a month, it will get you a reminder. But what you can also do is set up a hard cap. So once you pass this kind of cap right here, it automatically shuts off your mobile network. So you'd want to set this below your mobile network that you get, like the cap that you get per month. So you don't pass it, so you don't get a rebuild as extra kind of data plan. And you can obviously change it right here to whatever you want. And one last thing to do is set when you get a rebuild, or meaning when your network refreshes back to 0, so you can start over. So set the day right here of the month, and you're good to go. So that way you won't ever surpass or get charged extra for mobile network. Now, in any case, once everything is set up, you can find your hotspot toggle right here and simply tap on it to turn it on, connect to it with other device, and you're good to go. Now, once you're done with it, you can just stop using it and it will automatically disconnect. I believe it was under here. When no device is connected for 10 minutes. So typically if you're using a laptop and you close the lid, that would put the laptop into sleep mode, meaning it would disconnect, start the timer right here of 10 minutes, at which point it would automatically turn it off. And I do recommend keeping this option on, as hotspot will consume more of your phone's network, battery, sorry, not network. So when you're done using it, it would just kind of be wasting your battery, and this prevents that from happening. And obviously, you can also turn it off yourself if you remembered about it by just tapping on a toggle second time. So anyway, with that being said, I hope you found this very helpful, and if you did, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching. Welcome. In front of me is a VIVO V70, and today I will show you how you can import your contacts from the SIM card to the device. So, to get started, you will want to open up your standalone contacts application, like this one right over here. Now this one is unfortunately from Google, which I generally dislike, and I'll go into it why as I go along, as there will be a couple things showing up here. Now, first thing that already makes me dislike this is this BS pop-up. Allow contacts to send you notifications. Now, by contacts, it doesn't mean the actual contacts like the ones you can see in the background right here. It means the application itself. So obviously we're just going to deny, because there is no reason for contacts application itself to be sending us any kind of notifications. I mean, what would that notification even be? Congrats, you have successfully imported a contact? Yeah, I don't need that. So in here, you can already see I have a couple contacts visible. Now, these are all being pulled from the SIM card, and we can check that right here by clicking on all contacts, and it shows me that all of them are being pulled from the SIM. Now, let's navigate to Organize right here, and then select Manage SIM. This is right here at the very top for me, but if you have a Google account signed in, which I don't, that will be actually at the very bottom. Because, you know, Google needs to be first. And once you click on it, you will see all your contacts. They will be all selected by default if none of them already exist in the location that you're importing them to, which the location should be listed somewhere right here. And if you have a Google account signed in, well, that will be the Google account. And that's kind of problem number one. So Google will be making sure that you're importing contacts to them on basically every step, while also making your life a little bit more miserable along the way as much as they can to make you rely more on them. Now, with this kind of option right here where you just click on it and select whichever option you want, that's fine. It's kind of crappy that it's selecting automatically cloud option, which is, I would say, less secure and less optimal over the device itself. You can change it easily, and it kind of gives you all the options listed. The one that I have a problem with is the one that you might see on your end, depending on how this works. I started seeing it in certain Google Contacts application, where you get this banner at the bottom. I didn't get it right here. Even when I don't have a Google account, if there's a banner, I believe it shows up here at the bottom regardless. And my problem here is with Google being a conniving piece of shit. So what they're basically trying to do is trick you into importing to the cloud, which is them, by giving you an option called Device and Google. So they're importing into both locations, which that's fine. But again, it includes them in a picture. And that's not fine. And they have the audacity to put a option called, I think, more options or just more, something along those lines, in which there's only a single option. There's always just a single option there, which is device. So for just device, they hidden that option away under a more. And just to put that out there, the pop-up that I get is about this big. There is 2/3 of the screen left. That more, even if it was taking shitload more space, had enough space on the fucking screen to fill it up. But again, Google did it deliberately to kind of trick you by showing you device and Google. By looking at device and Google, it covers both of the needs of both sides. I want device, well, there it is. I want Google, well, there it is. I have both. But it obviously hides away the option for people that don't want to sell out personal information of other people that never consented to this. So, as you probably can guess, I will recommend you to select device only. And I will go into this in a second, a little bit more why that is the case and why I find this to be important. So let's first deal with our contacts, deselect ones that I don't want, and from there click on import. What you might also see sometimes is a BS pop-up, which prompts you to delete imported contacts from your SIM card, and contacts that haven't been imported won't be affected. Now, again, this is just another bullshit tactic of Google to try to make you rely more on them, as you might store contacts on your SIM card. I mean, obviously for this purpose you are, right? For the video purpose here. So you imported them, which is fine. Those contacts are now on the phone and on the SIM card. SIM card is there as a backup. It's good. And Google is here like stepping in and telling you, hey, delete these contacts from your card to store more contacts on there. You know what? While I'm at it, I might as well go to my car, siphon out some of the gas through a freaking tube so I can go to the gas station and put more gas in. Seems like a logical thing to do. And the reason I'm kind of giving this comparison is because, well, SIM contacts or the storage on the SIM card is only used for contacts and nothing else. Deleting them has no real purpose. And if you are exceeding the limit, as there is, I believe, like 150 contacts they can put on there, well, that could be one, but shit. I think you going through these contacts and deleting them yourself from a card will be much better than just bulk deleting ones that you have imported. So in any case, that's why I don't recommend deleting these contacts. They're there as a backup of your contacts in case something would happen. Now, when you have imported contacts, you will be able to find them in the contacts list right here. And you can see also that the application is at least smart enough to merge the contacts together. We had 3 contacts and we still do have 3 contacts. But if we click again, all contacts, you can see that now I have 3 on device, 3 on the card, and in total I have 3 contacts. It knows that the 3 contacts that I've imported are the same ones that are on the SIM card. So it just combines them into one. And if I were to go in here, click on edit, it shows me both of them right here. So we have the ones that are on the SIM card and on the device. Now, the reason why we'll be recommending to import them always to the device is because of this. So here are all the information that I can potentially fill out. So by default, the contacts that are on your SIM will only contain the name of the contact and the number of it, and they can't have anything else. But ones that are imported to the device or Google or whatever else do kind of expand in terms of what you can add to them. So we have things like cover photos right here, first name, last name, company, multiple phone numbers, as you can add more, email, birthday, where they live, labels, notes, and then we can also add fields like, for instance, nicknames, job titles, and departments. Like, holy shit, this is a lot of personal information of the person that this contact belongs to. And you can probably safely assume that that person might not want Google to have all the info that you will fill out in here freely available to them. As by importing it to the cloud, that's basically what you're giving away. Someone else's personal information without their consent, which is kind of absolute bullshit that Google can circumvent the person this data belongs to consent by getting it from you. Person that isn't involved right here. You know what? With this logic, if they can do it, I think I can do it too. I give you consent to break into Google headquarters and steal their AI servers. Shit, it's the same logic. So should be fine, right? They consider consent of stealing personal data to be fine. Obviously, it's a joke, but the comparison here stands. So anyway, that's how you import your contacts. Now, I do want to add one more caveat, because one of the benefits of having it cloud stored is the fact that these contacts will appear on other devices that have the same Google account signed in that you have made the import to. So if you want to easily move all these contacts along with all the photos and all the kind of other fields that you have added, what you could do potentially is go to Play Store, download an application that would allow you to create a backup of your contacts list. And it will create a backup as a file. And that file can be, for instance, emailed to yourself, or can be moved to a SD card or a flash drive or anything like that, and moved to other devices and single-clicked imported. So it makes it super nice and easy. And again, you can have a secondary backup at that point as that file that is stored somewhere else as well. So anyway, that's about it. So if you found this very helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching. Welcome. In front of me is a VIVO V70, and today I'll be showing you how you can go through the setup process of this device. So, to start off, you will first want to select your desired language, which is right above the Hi message, and then unfortunately placed area with a little bit too small and easy to miss option. So from here, click on the desired language. And before you go on by clicking start, I would recommend maybe checking out the accessibility. If you have some kind of problems using the device, some disabilities or just visual impairments, you can check it out. Here we have a slew of options that you can utilize to help you better navigate the device and just improve the usability of it for you. So we have things like display sizes, magnification, select to speak, talkback, and so on. And you can enable whichever one you want, whichever one makes it easier for you to use this device. And from there, click on Done. Next, we can select Start. And we can select our desired region. Now, I will be choosing Poland. And this is not for the reason that I am from here. It's more catering towards this theory, which could completely be baseless. But the idea here is Poland, along with several other countries, are part of European Union. And European Union comes up with laws that are very consumer friendly. So I would recommend selecting some country like this in order to potentially fall under the laws that they will apply to corporations that would be beneficial to you. Now, like I said, this could potentially be completely baseless in terms of if you're going to be included in those changes or not. But if there's a small chance that if European Union prohibits some kind of anti-consumer practices on a device, it's the company only applies it in Europe for this purpose. If you selected that maybe you're from Poland, this could potentially include you in that change, even when you're not living in there. But other than that, even if this doesn't happen, selecting a region that you're not from, honestly, I don't see any kind of changes that are applied right here. So it doesn't change the usability of the device in any kind of way. So you can't really go wrong with this one. Now moving on, we have agreements and terms, and you can read both of them: user license agreement, and click on learn more, and also privacy terms. Again, you can read that, and then at the end of the day, I can select, or you have to select, that I have read and agreed to the above, I think terms more like, but just missing word. Anyway, we can now move on to the next page, which is the use or setup using another device. So another device will look like this. You get this kind of pop-up, setup V70, and I can click on setup. And what this would actually do is, number one, force me to confirm my my screen lock that I have on that device that you just seen. And once I do so, it would bring up the number matching, where you have like 3 numbers on one device and 1 number on the other one, and you just have to select the correct one from the device that only has 1 between the 3 options, right? And once you do, it would move over all of your Google accounts that you have signed in on that older device, as well as move other things like, for instance, contacts, photos, and so on, if they are cloud stored. Obviously, they're not really being moved, they're just being accessed from the cloud at that point. But it just, allows you to quickly move Google accounts, which in this aspect is pretty good. For everything else, I recommend using something else, which I will show at the end of the video. So let's skip connect to network. This step is completely optional and you don't need to do so. You can select it you can set it up offline, and the only downside is you won't be able to sign into a Google account, restore apps and data, which is false, get software updates, and enable automatic date and time. Next, we have set unlocking method. We have fingerprint, face recognition, and then PIN pattern or password under the normal PIN right here options, or, well, screen lock. You will need to have a screen lock if you're planning to use any of the biometrics, being fingerprint or face recognition, as these are not 100% reliable. So in the times where they fail to unlock your device because you got a tiny little blemish on your face or your finger, or both, you can always rely on your screen lock, which will always work as long as you insert it correctly. Or alternatively, you can skip setting up your device altogether, but I wouldn't recommend so, as your device does store your personal information, and in case you would ever lose your device, it would be best that whoever finds it doesn't have access to all of your photos, contacts, and, for instance, bank applications willy-nilly. So I would recommend protecting it. Now, this is work phone. I'm not going to be one using it, so I'm just going to skip it. Next, we have Google services, and I'm going to try to go as quick as possible as I'm running out of time. So we have things like location, scanning, and sending user and diagnostic data. I'm going to basically tell you to turn off all of them, even though they don't do anything. But hey, if there's any class action lawsuits coming in, at least you will be covered for that. And the reason I'm saying that is because things like use location allows apps and services to gain you permission through things like your Wi-Fi, access points, mobile network towers, and the GPS. By turning this off, you're only preventing applications and services from accessing, not the device itself. So that means absolutely fuck all. Allow scanning allows apps and services, just like before, to scan for Wi-Fi networks and nearby devices at any time, even when Wi-Fi or Bluetooth is off, which means that your Wi-Fi or Bluetooth is never actually off, even though you turned it off. So that's that seems a little bit scammy, but whatever. Next, we have send user and diagnostic data, which basically means share all of your personal usage data with Google so they can sell the shit out of it, monetize it, make profit off of it, and you get to pay more for your next device because they improved it using your own data. Obviously, you're going to disable that because there's no benefit of you sharing this. It only means that you get more targeted advertisements and nothing really beneficial to you. If they want to claim that, they will, help improve your Android device experience, which they should be doing regardless, by automatically sending diagnostic device and app usage data to Google. This will help battery life, which if the battery life is shit, it's for Google to automatically improve it on their own without your data. System and app stability, which it should be already functional without your data. This is not your problem. This is Google's problem. And other improvements. Again, you couldn't care less about this. And last option is the install updates and apps, which basically allows Google to push any kind of update and update to your device after the purchase was made without your permission, I should add. So this is going to not mention this here, but what it does actually refer to is the OTA update services, which are responsible for pushing updates behind your back and without your knowledge to your device after the purchase was made. It's typically used for security patches when there's a vulnerability to be patched, but it's being more frequently now used for nefarious past purchase changes, which you can technically delete it if you want to. And honestly, this is something that I'll be doing because Google is becoming a little bit more authoritarian with their system. So I like to have control over something that I paid for. So I'll be deleting the OTA update services, which will be running in the background. So you need some kind of background service kind of viewing application that you can download and just straight up nuke it out of existence. So Google can't install shit that you wouldn't want on your device. Keep your system up to date. This again doesn't really refer to the OTA update services, so no matter what you choose right here, technically Google, VIVO, or anyone else can update your device at any point, even when it's turned off. Send user and diagnostic data. This is from VIVO, unlike the previous one, which was from Google. Again, you don't know them shit. You already paid for the device, so skip this. And then services recommendation. So we have TWS, which is just a whole slew of bullshit and kind of nothingness right here. So I did read through this. I'm just going to disable it because I don't even know what that does. And next we have select system navigation. So we have gestures and buttons. I'm going to choose gestures. And let's see, how much time do I have? 4 minutes. Ooh, that's going to be quick. So one last thing that I want to talk about is the application used for moving over your data, which is this one, Easy Share. You want to download this on your older device, and from there, come on, agree, agree, agree. And then you can select clone device, select that this is a new device, and select either Android, Apple, or Vivo. And then you can just scan this code and that application, to select the other device's old one, and it will allow you to move all of your data easily, fast, regardless of where that data is from. And it never touches the cloud. It's done locally between these two devices. So anyway, with that being said, I hope you found this very helpful. And if you did, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching. Welcome. In front of me is a VIVO V70, and today I will show you how you can hard reset this device through recovery mode. So, before I get started, I do want to quickly mention a couple of things. So number one, you can do this reset in order to get rid of a screen lock if you have one set that you don't know. I don't think I have anything here. Let's quickly check. Oh, no, I actually do have a pattern, so I'll be progressing from here as do I don't know it. So that's first thing. Second one is when resetting your device, all your data will be removed. Now, if you don't know your screen lock, there is not really much you can do about it afterwards. So you won't be able to just back it up before resetting, as you do need to unlock your device to either connect it to your computer or to enable backups or anything like that. But if you are interested, you do have the option to check it. If your device has backed up some kind of data, this would typically only mean to the Google Cloud, which isn't the greatest, but for photos and videos, which probably will be the most important thing, you can actually check it, as well as contacts and so on. So what you could do to check that is open up your web browser on, for instance, your computer, navigate to Google Drive, sign in with the same account that is on this device, and then check things like photos, contacts, and see what's there. If you have the newest things that you have captured a couple days ago or anything like that, that means that it's backed up. If it's empty, or if some of this is like super old, well, that might mean that it's not backed up. Either that, or you potentially ran out of Google Drive storage. But in any case, there isn't much you can do. Now, if you can unlock your device, you can obviously back it up, and you have a couple different ways of doing this. So if we open up settings quickly and scroll all the way down to system management and select backup and restore, you have Google Backup right here. And you can see, let me just go back. You can see we have two different ones. So we have the photos and videos, like I mentioned, and also other device data, which includes things like your contacts, call histories, device settings, apps, app data, SMS, and MMS messages. Now, I do want to quickly point this out. This is kind of inaccurate right here. So the actual name of this being a backup is just a bullshit lie, because apps are not actually backed up. So Google backs up the things that take the lowest amount of storage, and also give them the most amount of value, as selling your personal data is their name of a game. Application that are on your device came from them. They already have it. They don't need it from you. So applications aren't actually backed up. Now, if an application came from outside of a Play Store, it's actually completely being ignored. Google never backs it up. And Google never actually backs up the applications that you might have right here. So whatever is right here, as long as it didn't came from Play Store, it gets left behind. And even if it came from Play Store, this is not physically backed up. The way this works is, for instance, Google takes a look like, oh, there's Firefox. Did it come from Play Store? Yeah. Oh, cool. Let's just give ourselves a little note that we need to re-download Firefox once the data is being restored. So it's going to download this application from Play Store again, not restore it from backup. There is no backup of applications. And furthermore, if an application no longer exists on the Play Store, well, you're not restoring it. So That's one. There's also one for Vivo as a backup, cloud one specifically, but there's also a better option, which is this one right here, which is, I think, Easy Share, I think it's called. Yep, Easy Share. So this is the application to clone your data to another device, a new one, supposedly. You will be using an application, this one specifically, if you would be cloning the data to another Vivo device, or let's see, Vivo or, come on, allow all. It doesn't actually show. There's one more, which I don't remember. But you'd be using this now. If you have other older device, maybe a Samsung or anything like that, you need to use the application of the phone that you would be moving the data to. So to give you a couple ones, Samsung uses Smart Switch, Oppo and Oppo, OnePlus use Clone Phone, Huawei uses Phone Clone. We also have, I think, Motorola with a Moto Move, Xiaomi has Mi Mover, and you just use whichever one you'd be moving the data towards. And this one will actually be the best way to go about it. Now, with that out of the way, let's first turn off our device now by holding power button and volume up. And this can be done on a lock screen. As you can see, there's no need to verify anything. It just turns it off. And once the device turns off, again, hold power button and volume up, and let go of the power button once you see the Vivo logo on the screen. This will take us to the Fastboot mode first, so we need to use a volume down to scroll down. Up can also be used to go up, but we need to select recovery mode and then confirm it with the power button. And as you can see, we're now in the recovery mode. So from here, simply select clear data by tapping on it, and then clear all data. This will get you a quick message, clear all data. All data on this device will be cleared, including important data such as contacts, photos, SMS messages. Data cannot be recovered if cleared. Proceed with caution. So we're going to click on OK. This actually takes very short amount of time, so it should be right about done. There we go. So now we're going to click on return. I'm going to click on this arrow right here to go back to the main recovery mode, and now you want to select restart and OK. And this will reboot the device and continue resetting it in the background, which will take approximately 1 to 2 minutes. And as you can see, the process is now finished, and you can set up your device however you like. Now I do want to quickly mention one more thing, which I think I did miss out when I was going through it. You can see this being the case on my end. I have this little lock icon right here. And what that means is when I will be going through the setup process of this phone, it will force me to connect to the Wi-Fi network or any kind of network, and then it will present me with a verification. I'll need to verify either the screen lock that was previously used on this device or the Google account that was signed in. But if I can't provide at least one of them, I will not be able to finish up the setup. Therefore, I'll be just stuck in it, and this becomes as useful as a brick. I do also want to add a tidbit of information. Sometimes these GSM stores which sell used phones, the ones with they have the phones on these little stands in a window. They offer a services of removing this kind of protection. I even was recording them, how we can do them at home at some point, but the ones at home for free no longer work. So they are a little bit more complicated and require paid tools, which I no longer have, and therefore I don't record it. But they might, though it's not 100% guaranteed. So you can always ask if you don't have alternatives, and they could potentially make the device usable again for you. But anyway, with that being said, I hope you found this very helpful, and if you did, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching. Welcome. In front of me is a VIVO V70, and today I'll show you how you can record screen on this device. So, to get started, you will first want to swipe down from the top of your screen, and you do have the option to, by the first time, check if you're going to have the split or merged options. I personally like the merge one, so that's what I'm going to select. And if you have the split one, it will matter which side you swipe down on, from left or right. So in this case, you would want to make sure you swipe down from the right side. And once you have these panels right here, we can just swipe down on them again. This will extend the list of them, hopefully revealing our screen recorder. Now for me, it is on the second page right over here. Now if you can't find it on any of the pages, you can actually add it by clicking right here on this pencil, and from there we're gonna find it somewhere in this list right here. So you just flip through the pages till you find it, and once you do, you can hold it. Once you do, you can then, after a moment, drag it around, and you just drag it to the top, drop it, and you can see it's now added. Click on the check mark to save this, and we're good to go. So now that we have our screen recorder added, first time around, hold it, and this will quickly take you to these settings. Now, the only thing that I recommend changing right here probably is going to be picture quality, which is set to medium. Yeah, this is not 2010. We're moving it to high, which will increase the resolution along with the bitrate, as there is no separate options for it. We also have a couple toggles like these display touch trajectories, record system sound, and record microphone. If you're planning to record both of these, I would recommend using headphones. So when the system sound is being recorded internally and then gets passed through the speakers, the microphone wouldn't be picking it up again. If it would, it could create an unwanted echo effect. And the touch trajectory, this I'm going to keep on just so you can see how that looks like. It's going to be easier to just showcase it rather than explain it. Now, we do have the start recording option right here, but we can just disregard it, close it, and we can find the toggle and just tap on it from here. Okay, never mind, it just opens up the same panel. So I'm going to select start recording. Now, first time around gets us this info to allow screen recorder to record audio, which, excuse me, it's already recording for 10 seconds. I haven't done it yet, so how the hell are you recording audio? How about now? Apparently that's fine. You can just record audio without permission, or it might be just silent. Now, in any case, whatever you'll do right now will be recorded by the device. So if we open up some kind of application, maybe like File Manager, that will be recorded. But I also want to showcase things that might not be recorded, assuming they are available on here. Okay, it looks like it might not. So anyway, I did pause the video while not really pausing the screen recording. You can see a little bit of time passed, but there is unfortunately no application I can showcase right here with one of the limitations that I did want to really show. So in any case, once you're done recording, you can just interact with this overlay with this square specifically right here, and this will save it. Now, once it's saved, we can find it in our album application or photos if you're using the Google one. And you can see it right here, but you can also navigate it to albums. And in albums, you'll find one called screen recordings. And in here, you'll find only screen recordings. So let's play it. Now, while this is playing back, what I wanted to showcase, which I wasn't able to, is a limitation of Android devices, or limitations, more like a feature, which is designed for privacy and security of the user. Now, it's going to be typically used by bank applications. It's the one that I think almost 100% all times uses it. Which means that if you try to record something like a bank application with your screen recording, or take a screenshot, screenshots will be just straight up blocked, while screen recordings, when you open up said applications, will present you with just a straight black screen when the app is opened. When you close it, it will go back to being normal, but as long as the application is open, nothing that is visible on the screen will be recorded. And this is done for your privacy and security. If you imagine that you had some kind of malware on your device that is using something like screenshots or screen recordings to try to figure out what your passwords or pins are to your bank, you can imagine how that would be unsecure to your bank. So because of that, it's blocked. But what it's also being used for most of the time is to protect corporations from piracy. And doing this on your device like it's your damn job to protect them, even though you're the one paying them for the content. Now, I do want to quickly mention this because I find it to be an absolute bullshit. With applications that usually come pre-installed with devices like Netflix or Spotify, these cons have the audacity to try to make you be the person responsible for protecting them from piracy, which you have never agreed to that, let's be honest. You couldn't give two shits less about it. So, for purposes also, which I find a little bit too bullshitty, if you want to capture a screen recording or screenshot of a show or a movie that you're watching, which you should be a damn right to do so if you're paying for the content, considering it's not piracy, they're just trying to protect themselves from piracy if someone was planning to record the entire freaking thing like a dumbass instead of, I don't know, just catching the traffic from it. So they're trying to do this by preventing you to also be able to utilize the ability to share something under the fair use law, which you can record something or take a screenshot of something like a content of a movie or TV show, as long as it's falling under the fair use, which means that it can't, I think, exceed something like 30 seconds or whatever the time period is, which if it doesn't, you can even share it. You're not held legally liable for this at all. So anyway, because I consider corporation to be a little bit overstepping in what they can do on your own device, I'm going to be showing you a kind of workaround to this. So if you want to record or take a screenshot of a show or movie that you're watching from any one of these platforms, I'm going to be showing you how you can bind it so you can open it up, play it, and then capture it. Now, what I'm going to be doing is using Chrome for this. I just first turn on my network and actually connect to network. Okay. So I'm not going to show you exactly where to go as a website, just because when I last time did, the specific site that I was showing got taken down in a span of less than a month. So this could have been coincidence because I think it was one of the better ones, or it could have been because I was showing it. Now, because if this is the case and I'm going to be showing some specific website that I find and it gets taken down, what you'd be watching would be at this point outdated, right? So instead, I'll be teaching you how to find these websites. You know, the logic of teach a man to fish to feed him for life. So whenever that website gets taken down or whichever one you find, you will always know how to find new ones. So what I will be showing you is still a means of finding other ones through the old one, which was called pstream.mov, and we can add alternative. Boom. So the site might be dead, but the info behind it is not. And You can search it in different ways. You can search something like, for instance, free Netflix alternatives or something like that, or whatever you find that you want to look for. As long as it's viewable on the browser, which is what's going to be important to you, then you will be able to capture your screenshots, screen recordings of that content there. So in here, you can see we have Reddit. That's usually what you're going to be looking for. Reddit is the go-to place for this kind of information. Definitely not AI overviews. As you can see, these are awful. What is this? One of them is Plex. Are you kidding me? It's actually, you know what? I'm just curious. What is this? Open it up. This looks like the hub. Wow, would I like to pay? How about no? You're supposed to be the alternative to P-Stream. Are you fucking kidding me here? Google Pay. Fuck off. Literally go fuck yourself. So you can clearly see this is absolute bullshit. AI can go screw itself. It's useless. So in here, we will be able to find a list of domains that are not like the piece of shit AI overview. It's going to be actually made by someone who is intelligible and knows how to respond to a question correctly. So we can see here we have some other places that you can visit, which basically all achieve the same thing. And some of them I did test out. For instance, I tested out Ether. It's not the best one. It has a lot of bullshit ads. So if you have some kind of annoyances like the ad ones, try to find another domain, another service that would try to achieve the same thing, just with less ads. And from there, you can try to search for different places, different threads that will also have different kind of options listed. Okay, that was weird. Different options listed. I can tell you that there is one of the Reddit threads will have a link to a website which basically tracks all of these sites, or I don't know if it's all, but it surely has about 20 or more websites there listed. So you can probably find something that works great for you. And then some of those websites also have alternative domains as a backup. So you can use any one of them. And because all of this would be always running on your browser, like Chrome, you can always capture a screenshot or record screen of Chrome, no problem. And any content that is opened there will not change that. Unlike, opening up Netflix. Netflix as a separate application has the ability to block it. So anyway, with that being said, I hope you found this very helpful. And if you did, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching. Welcome. In front of me is a VIVO V70, and today I will show you how you can hard reset this device through settings. So, to get started, I'm going to quickly go over backing up your device if you care about that, as this process will remove all of your data that you store on your phone. So, if you have already backed up your device or you just simply don't care about it, by all means skip forward by like 7 minutes, as I will be going through several different methods you can back up your device, so you can pick whichever one you find most useful to you. So starting off, we're going to open up our settings, and you know what, I'm going to pause the video and change the language to actual English one instead of Polish. Okay, there we go. Now we have English, so we can proceed. So in the settings, you want to scroll down and select System Management, and then choose Backup and Restore. In here, we have two different methods of backing up our device. Now, these two methods I personally don't like, but they could be the only thing that you can utilize or want to utilize yourself, which is fine. But I do want to quickly mention, for instance, the one that is the most commonly used, I would say, would be the Google one. If we click on here, no, I don't want to see this. I just want to, damn it, it's not going to show. So typically when you click on this and you are signed into a Google account, what you will see in there is photos and videos as a one tab, and then you have other device data. So when you open up something like your photos, you typically get this. Sign into backup, And when you sign in, you get a new window, usually to Let's Go, where you just click on it by mistake, which automatically has a little box check that you will automatically import your data, which is just Google trying to steal your data there. And yes, I mean steal, because by obfuscating that kind of thing, giving a massive Let's Go button, which would imply let's go to the Photos app, you automatically let's going to share your data with Google, which I never want to do, which therefore is just trying to obfuscate that info and trick me into doing so, which by the standard there, I would say it's just stealing my data, as I never actually really wanted to consent to this. I got tricked. But in any case, whichever way you do it, it's up to you. And when you agree to this, you will have in here, when you click on it, where it says Google, not Google, but Photos and Videos, you will have either a little like a circle with a minus in it in a gray color, or you will have a green check mark in it. If it's a green check mark, that means that this data is being right now synced to the Google Cloud. If it's not, it doesn't have that, it means that it's not being synced. Now, photos and videos are only synced up to 15 gigabytes because that is the free tier of your Google storage for your account. So keep that in mind if you have more than 15 gigabytes of photos and videos in your photo library. Now, another thing in there is the other device data, which includes things like the app data, contacts, messages, and applications themselves. Now, it says in there deliberately that it backs it up, but this is just atrociously incorrect, and it's just a straight up lie, as Google actually doesn't back this data up. Specifically, I'm going to refer to applications, as applications aren't being backed up by Google. Backup would imply that there is a copy made of what is right now stored on your device. A little post-sticky note to Google themselves that, hey, this phone used to have this application, so re-download it again, is not a backup. It's an info dump. And as a backup, it should physically create a separate copy of the application that is being stored on your device. And just to give you a little bit of a heads up as an explanation or like a story, let's say little Timmy has his phone and he wants to reset it, so he's going through a backup. Now, little Timmy downloaded at one point Yuzu emulator from Play Store because he just loves emulating Nintendo Switch games on his phone. And he backed it up. Google told him, yep, it's backed up, you're good to go. And he resets his phone. Then he goes to restore this data because it's been backed up, obviously. And everything is there, like, his contacts that were synced to the cloud, his messages that were synced to the cloud, his photos and videos that were synced to the cloud. And I'm clarifying this because this is all personal information that Google then uses to monetize and train their AIs and sell. So, again, not the greatest here. But the one application that he wanted, the emulator for Yuzu, is nowhere to be found. And the reason for that is because in the time where little Timmy downloaded Yuzu emulator, the Nintendo Avengers of lawyers found the creator of it and basically sent him cease and desist or cease to exist. He decided to cease and desist to basically remove this from Play Store. And even though little Timmy still had it on his phone and created a backup, Google couldn't really restore that backup because it never actually created a copy of it. It was relying on the fact that it's going to be downloading it from Play Store because that's where the application originated from. If an application was from outside of the Play Store, it doesn't even bother bullshitting you that it's backing it up. But because that application no longer exists on Play Store, it couldn't be downloaded from there, as there's nothing there to be downloaded. So that application never was restored. So, like I was saying, as a backup here, it is awful. And next backup that you have option to utilize right here is the VIVO one. Again, this is cloud backup, which again kind of has similar problems with VIVO getting all the data so they can train their AI models and all that bullshit. Which I just generally don't like my data to be readily available for selling it off so someone else can make profit off of something that I generated on a device that I already paid for. So I'll be skipping that, but the best option you can utilize is the one that is located right here in a tools folder, and it looks like these two circles. This is an application called Easy Share. And this application is used to help you clone your data to another device. Now, this specific application will be used between VIVO and IQOO devices. If you have another branded device that you're going to be moving this data to, you will need to download that the version of such an application that the other manufacturers have. And you always want to download the application of the phone you're moving the data to. And that's the one that you're going to be using. Now, for purposes that if you want to create a backup of your data on an old device that you have, you can do that, potentially. But you will need two probably different applications. So if you have a Samsung, some old one, so you're creating a copy of all your data, which is a pretty good copy that will be created, you would need to download a Smart Switch application on this phone, then using that application move data to that Samsung, but then back to here, if you want to restore this data on a Vivo, you need to download Easy Switch on the Samsung. So like I said, you always need to download the application of a phone you're moving the data to. And I genuinely like this. It might be a little bit more annoying in terms of how you back up or restore or migrate. This typically is being used for migration, but you can technically use it as a backup process, though you need to use two different applications for this in this case, assuming you don't have the same kind of brand's phone. But what it allows you to back up and restore, how much data it covers, it's pretty vast, and it's very good at doing so. And the process is relatively fast as it's using a hotspot connection between these devices. So it's basically like going through straight up to the internet, where it creates a Wi-Fi connection between two phones and uses that. It doesn't connect to the cloud or anywhere. This data is only moved from one phone to another and doesn't go anywhere else, which is fantastic. So anyway, that's what I would be recommending using. Now for the actual reset, we're going to go back to our settings, and in here, in the main settings page, you want to navigate to System Management and select the option below the Backup and Reset, which is or Restore, and which is the Reset option. And here you want to select Erase all data. This will present you with a list of data right here that will be removed by this process, which at this point doesn't really matter, as we should have already created the backup of everything. And for some reason, you do have the option to leave music, images, and other data as photos on the phone while resetting it, which kind of defeats the purpose of it. So make sure that this is checked on if you actually want to remove all your data. And you do also have the option to remove eSIM card if you're using that instead of a physical card. If you haven't been using it at all, for sake, I'm just going to check it on, even if I didn't add one. I just want to make sure that everything is cleared. Next, we can select Erase, and gives us a quick message: erase all data. This will erase all data from your phone and cannot be undone. Erase. And now it will begin factory resetting your phone. This process will take about 1 to probably more like 2 minutes to finish up, and when it's completed, we will be presented with Android setup screen. So I'll be back once that is visible for me. And as you can see, the process is now finished and you can set up your device however you like. So if you found this very helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.